Give me those dirty beats.
One, two, three, four, five, six, seven, eight, nine. One, two, three, four, five. One, two, three, four, five. One, two, three, four, five. One, two, three, four, five, six, seven, eight, nine. 5, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10.
What's good? Let's do a sound check. Huddy Hud, where you been? What's good, Huddy Hudson? Huddy Hud. Mr. Go Get 'em. Cuzzo, what's good with you, bro? Stick around for a minute. You might enjoy this one. I ain't got really nothing to talk about. So those are usually the good ones when I just kind of have to speak off the dome. You know what I'm saying, bro? Nothing scripted. Just here telling those truths that people hate to hear. Gets me in a whole lot of trouble with that normal circle. What's good, Sean D. Nutter? What's good with everybody? What's good, Sabrina? What's good, Ed? What's up, Black Lion? What's good with let's see here, Darren Chamber? He got about 5 aliases. Carolyn Smith, what's good? Twin, what's happening? A few other people. When you put your name in there, I'll give you a shout out. What's good with everybody today? I'm sorry I wasn't here yesterday. Wait a minute. Yeah, yesterday was Tuesday. Sorry I wasn't here yesterday. Had a lot going on. I abruptly left on Monday because I had a couple different reasons. I'll be honest with you. I'll be honest. On the one that y'all really like to see me. Sometimes people like to see me get flustered. So I think they do shit on purpose. And that just shows you how real I am. I'm not like a trained radio or podcast host I'm a regular dude. What up, Ron Dula? What's good? Did you send me a new invite, Ron Dula, to a new page on, I think, Facebook or something? If so, let me know now and I'll accept it. If not, it's a lot of people out there hacking and pretending that they are other people. Just let me know if you really sent a new Facebook invite and I'll accept it on a new page. Ron Dula got about 16 different pages. Ron Omega, Ron Dula, Ron 2 Feet, Sweet Pea Ron, Sugarfoot, back no 2-hand flip ass Ron. He got all these different names. And I'm like, Ron, is this really you? Tell me if it is. Let me know, bro. Monday I left up out of here because I was running low. He said, don't accept that. I didn't. Okay, thank you. Now here you are saying, what's up? I'm waiting on one on Facebook, and then you respond on YouTube. See, Ron got a lot of shit. You got a lot of stuff going on, bro. You watching on YouTube and on Facebook? Is that a normal thing? I'm just curious. Is that a normal thing? I don't have that much social media going on. I really don't. I don't have that much shit going on, bro. I use my real name. I have some businesses. I mean, I have a couple of businesses that have pages because they display things like fight schedules and stuff like that for promotion. But Jeezel, Ron got all type of shit going on with names, and I'm like, okay. But now I'm glad to know, Ron, that y'all know Ron is my guy. I don't care what y'all say. Ron, don't let them divide us, brother. Don't let them get in your head about anything about what I said. Trust and believe, Ron. I hope you believe this because most people do. I don't have anybody on my platforms here, anywhere, and talk about people behind their back. I don't do that shit. I don't have sidebar conversations with anybody on these programs and be talking about people behind their back. If I do that, please call me out on it today. If everybody know who I talk about. If I'm talking about something or somebody or instance, everybody know who I got respect for. And a lot of people know who I just don't give a shit about. Like, I know they on some fraud type shit. I know they fraudsters. grifters and shit like that. You can see it coming from me. So I don't have any secrets about who I rock with and who I don't rock with. It's pretty clear. It's pretty clear. But that all being said, Monday I got up out of here because I lost track of time. Y'all know I have like a 4:30 every day that I have a staff meeting at 4:30. What's good, Stephen Speed? I have a staff meeting every day, and it's virtual, okay, at 4:30 with my staff across the country. And I do this. It's just a thing. I've been doing it probably for 15 years now, a regular time framed. I'm just, I'm just really structured that way. I'm meticulous in what I do. Everything has to be the same. I'm in that order. So there's no excuses from people. You understand what I'm saying? I don't want no, oh, I forgot, or I couldn't make it, or, you will know, who if you know me, you know how I am about keeping things in order. Okay. That being said, Monday, I got up out of here quick, fast, in a hurry. Not like, not Flash Garden, but I got out of here because I noticed I only had like 3 minutes left before I had to get some things hooked up and ready to go for my next thing. And Darren, what you say, bro? Oh, that's Fame. He says it's also clear who you want to rock with. Stop fronting like you don't want inclusion into the local black boule. Hey, Fame. Let me ask you something, bro. Is it possible? Because that's a conspiracy that there's a boule, right? That's just a conspiracy. But is it possible that the boule may want someone like me versus the other way around? I mean, I think I'm the prize. I don't put myself. You don't think I could be part of the boule if I wanted to be, Fame? Let's be honest, bro. You know what it take, right? You know what it take to be part of that group. Conspiracy, you know what it take. You don't think I could get in there if I wanted to? You crazy. I got everything it take to get in there. I'm just the opposite. See, I don't need them. That's the difference. Let me back up a little bit. Let me back myself up if I can. Pardon me. There you go. They need each other. They need each other. I don't need them. So let's just say if they truly exist, you can see the outcast in that group too, the ones that's flustered and run around and all of a sudden they think they're included. Tiffany's birthday today. Oh, our cousin Tiffany. Happy birthday, Tiff, if she's watching. Not Tiffany. Tiff didn't change her last name. Hold on. Fame, you need to call in today. I'll debate you on this one because that would absolutely be fun. He said, and I haven't read this one yet. He said, you haven't cleared the last hurdle. You have to be 60 years old. No, you don't. No, you don't. Maybe to be an officer in the boule, but you don't have to be 60-year-old to be in that group. No, you don't, bro. No, you don't. No, you don't. I think if we had a conversation, you should know that. You know people that's ripping and running as soldiers. Now, soldiers are clearly under 60 years old. Okay? The soldiers of that group, the ones that are the ones that enforce and make other people feel like outcasts. Yeah. The people that they use to make them feel like they the majority, and they really are the majority of the way that they think. But I got this thing that I think about, guys, because let me take a sip and explain this one, because it's going to take a minute for me to explain this one. Crystal, what's good? I'm a firm believer that when you have a large group of people, a majority all doing the same thing, they're doing the wrong thing. You ever notice that the most successful things and people in life, there's only a few? Yeah. Like, there's only a few extraordinary basketball players. There's only a few extraordinary football players. There's only a few. There's only a few billionaires. There's only a few of everything that is considered to be successful. If it was easy, everybody would do it. So I don't find myself to be left out when there's a large group of people or things or whatever to be part of. I don't feel left out. I sometimes figure myself to be left out. Sometimes I'm left out on purpose. I intentionally distance myself from groups and people. It worked well for me growing up. Huddy Hud to tell you. I grew up with monsters. I grew up with wolves, killers. I just chose to distance myself, but yet I was able to still keep a relationship that was somewhat functional, where we stayed friends, had love for one another and shit like that. I think there's some people here that know them circles that I'm talking about, but I knew not to get too in deep into those circles and into those crowds, because those circles and them crowds end up in the penitentiary or they end up in the ground. And I know the consequences of being part of these large, they really small groups, but they make you feel like you part of something. They ain't part of nothing. A think tank, all of them think the same, and it's like a pyramid scheme. See, they make the ones at the lower level who trying to climb their way up top, they make them feel like one day you'll be just like me. One day you'll be great. One day you'll be leading this section of whatever the hell we got going on. One day you'll be part of this. One day, blah, 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 blah. One day. Meanwhile, they eating off of what they selling you. They're eating. It's a pyramid scheme, just in a political kind of way. Me, I stay clear of that shit. I've been on Wyatt Live for 6 years now and been very consistent in my whole speech, my spiel, how I live, what I talk about. I've always said I don't need anybody else's table. That go for, I don't care who it is. Hey, Fame, I don't care who it is. I don't care if it's them other people. I don't care if it's us. I don't want your table if it come with the price of my integrity and my dignity. I don't want to sit there. I'm not going to pretend like something is not wrong or we ain't got some issues. I'm not going to pretend like that. You know what really tripped me out? Monday. Tanika, what's good? Monday, a lady came on this program in the chat who don't even watch this show. They do, but they claim not to. They talk about me bad behind my back on other platforms, and that don't bother me whatsoever. But what do bother me is this right here. And I'm going to be honest with you. So I'm going to give everybody that's ever wanted to take a shot at me. Here's one of the things that you can use to take a shot at me, but be ready. If you serve it, I know how to return the serve. So you just be ready if you're brave enough to come at me with this shit. But now let me just explain something. This is what got me. This lady came on the platform. This is a black lady talking to a black man or talking of a black man. Said to the crowd, to the crew, that I'm self-hating, that I'm a self-hater of my own people. Now, if you ever want to get under my little bitty skin, whatever color you think my skin is, you can call me everything. I've been called every derogatory thing you can call a little black boy that you're trying to hurt his feelings. I've been called it all. You can't make up a new one. I lived in New Orleans. They make it hurt when they talk to you. And let me tell you, to be told that you are a self-hater and you're hating your own people because you're speaking on accountability shows you what the real problem is and who the problems are, who carry the problems. When you have someone that's brave enough to come in here and talk about the things that affect our community the most, and then you criticize the person that's purely speaking fact. It was a fact that these people got shot. It was a fact that these things happened over the weekend. These were factual events that happened. I didn't make them up. You don't have to go try to find this stuff that it sounds like he's just making it up. This was real shit that happened. And you call me, and that's what's wrong with us. And here go the problem. Women should not take that position when it come to us. Ladies, y'all gonna log off. You're gonna hate me. This might be your last Wyatt Live adventure. I peace. It's been real. But y'all are a problem. You're the reason why we think the way we think in our communities right now. The reason why you got grown-ass women, 50 years old or even older, talking about a man, a black man who holds his community accountable for the actions that's going on. You call a person like that a self-hater. You're the reason why the shit is the way it is. You probably got people ripping and running around here that ain't got no sense. You probably got some shit like that around you. If you think accountability is hating on your people, that's ridiculous. That's crazy. And there go the problem right there. That's the problem right there. Anybody ever say problem solve or solve the problems and this and this and this and that? Sometimes you got to change you before you change somebody else. Y'all keep wanting to blame and change somebody else. All you got to do is look at the mirror, look at us and say, what can we do? There's so much we can do that we can ignore all the things that y'all be focusing. You just focus on all the wrong things, bro. Focused on all the wrong shit. It's like the kid in the classroom. You got two different types of parents. Let me see. Put yourself in the category I'm gonna name. You either parent one or parent two. Kid get in trouble. You send your kid to school. The kid get in trouble in school for chewing gum, talking in class, being disrespectful in the classroom. This is your son or daughter. Now, the teacher call you and say the kid gets suspended. We sending his little ass home. He play too much in class. Your son come home and tell you, or your daughter, your child come home and tell you, yeah, mama, I was in there talking, but Kevin was talking too. Kevin was doing the shit. He was popping gum louder than I was popping gum. He told the teacher to shut up. He did this. He did that. What parent are you? Are you parent number one who says, I don't give a damn what Kevin and them were doing in class. I don't care nothing about that. It's you I'm responsible for. Or are you the parent that go up to the school and bitch and complain at the teachers and the principals for your kid getting suspended because Kevin was bitching and complaining and popping gum and acting crazy in class too? What about Kevin? What you gonna do about Kevin? My child wasn't the only one in there acting a damn fool. Now, which parent are you? Are you one or are you parent two? I don't give a damn what Kevin doing. I don't have to take care of Kevin. I only care what my child was up there doing in school. How they were acting. That's all I want. What parent are you? Put it in the screen. Are you parent one or are you parent two? Because a lot of people that be on these platforms, y'all some parent number twos all day long. You worried about what everybody else doing. You worried about why did that person didn't get treated like he got treated. What parent are you? Are you parent number one? Are you parent number two? Put it in the screen. Don't be afraid. Don't be ashamed. My mama would break my back if I came home because I was in class cussing or fussing or doing something crazy, or I'm downtown running the streets and I get in trouble with the police and I come home talking about, well, Sean and them was with me and run your little snitching ass. My mama would break my back. I don't give a damn about Sean and them. This is you. You're my only responsibility. Some of us have this parent number two attitude. Then we teach it to our children. They grow up just like your parent number two ass. And that's why we got people on here talking about but what do white people do? You don't say nothing bad about white people. I don't care. Why do I care? I lived at 1335 John Street, 4th floor, apartment 1235. I only care what's going on our floor. I don't care how Miss Louise and them over there cleaning up 1410. I don't give a shit about that. Our responsibility is us first. and you come on here talking about some self-hate. Let me tell you how self-hating I am. All right, get ready for all the haters, because you don't like it when somebody come on here and say something good about a black man. So I'm gonna do it even worse for you. I'm gonna make your day to day. I'm gonna make you, because you love being miserable. Some people love being miserable. I'm gonna give it to them today. I'm gonna return the serve. Here's gonna make you. Let me tell you what kind of hate, what kind of self-hating black man I am. I hate my black people so much that I financed over 100 companies for black entrepreneurs. I hate my black people so much that I've helped finance by doing land contracts on property, both commercial and residential. I hate my people so much that I've contributed right in the Cincinnati area of young boys and girls in boxing gyms that were on their way out on the street. My own money. I didn't go get a 501c3. I didn't ask no pizza people for no money. I didn't ask none of y'all for no money. I put my own money up with my self-hating black ass. So if you one of those that call me self-hating and I don't like my own people, I'll put my resume up against yours any day, because I can guarantee you've never done nothing for the community. I can guarantee most people that talk like that don't do nothing. They don't contribute anything but a damn opinion. And opinions don't pay rent for boxing gyms. Opinions don't pay lunches for school kids. Opinions don't buy school clothes. Opinions don't buy packed lunches nor bus cards. It don't do that. It don't do that. So now that I'm done with that, I wanted to get that off my chest, if you guys didn't mind. I just wanted to get that off my chest. There's nothing worse than somebody that contributes absolutely nothing coming in saying something about somebody. And it don't even have to be about me. It could be about anybody that I know that's contributing or helping reduce the problem, or at least talking about the real issues and the problem. What do you feel like just not saying anything about bad leadership, you feel like you're contributing because you're not criticizing someone? Let me tell you, I'm not even gonna get on the daddies, because y'all know how I feel about absent daddies and shit like that. But the only thing that's worse than an absent father, the only thing that's worse than an absent father is a badass mama. That's the only thing that's worse. That's the only thing that's worse than an absent father, is a real badass mama. Let me go to the phone lines. Good afternoon, caller. This is Wyatt. Who am I speaking with?
Hey, how you doing? This is Michael Snackson.
What's going on, Michael Snackson? How you feeling today?
I'm outstanding. Just out here mashing for my rations.
Good. What's happening with you, man? You sound like you in a good mode.
I am. I'm elated. I'm ecstatic. No particular reason at all. I'm just happy just to be happy.
Good. That's a great day, isn't it?
Yes. Couple things I want to talk. Well, I didn't call to talk about this. We can talk about it another day when I'm more prepared. But I disagree. I think that the toxic mom is much worse than the absent father.
Well, I don't know. It's
Because
debatable.
if the absent father ain't there, you don't see him. You don't through osmosis take any of those bad traits they may or may not have. You also don't take the good traits they may or may not have.
That's true.
But,
I'll give you that.
But the mom, she's there every day. The toxic mom, she the kid is hers. She's responsible for everything, right, wrong, or indifferent. And people are arguing. Sorry. And
okay.
And yeah, so she's responsible for everything, and her toxicity leaks into the child through osmosis, and it's basically a time bomb waiting to explode.
I hear you. I can't disagree with that, Fame. I'll be honest with you. I don't know which one is worse, because here's the thing, and I don't know if you agree or disagree with this, because I don't know your makeup in your life as a kid, as a young man growing up. I don't know if you had a father in your life. I don't know how many little boys around you growing up, how many of your buddies actually have men around them when we were growing up. I don't know. But what I've learned is a lot of young men, regardless if they father raised them or not, a lot of us have something, and we got a lot in common with that absentee man. Like, it's a trait. Like, I had a hustle gene and this certain kind of gene in me, just like my father. And a lot of my friends did too. Some of my friends didn't have the hustle gene and all that. They might have just had sports genes, or they may have had read books, or, kind of quiet choir boy type of genes. And their father was the same kind of guy, but was not in their life. We inherit these genes, bro, even with the father not being around.
Right. But that toxic mother will accentuate those genes one way or the other.
Okay.
Because, like I said, she's there on the daily. The parent that's there on the daily has to be damn near serene. Whether it's mom or a 2-parent home, those parents still have to be proper. Because I know plenty of people that grew up with a father figure or their father, and they still turn to a life of crime.
Yeah, but that's to be honest.
I know a family with 3 boys, 1 girl. All 3 did a stretch or 2 in the joint for the dope.
Yeah, no doubt. I mean, nothing's perfect. I mean, I know guys that, well, I don't know them personally, but we both can tell a story or two, or have read a story of rich kids that get in trouble that you would think only poor kids will fall victim to. You see what I'm saying? So there's an exception to every rule, but it's not the majority of how things go. It's like 70%.
No, you've been conditioned to believe that.
What do you mean?
Statistics you've been conditioned to believe that a absent father causes more damage. You've been conditioned to believe that, just like you were conditioned to believe that omniscient guy in the sky controls everything.
No, wait a minute, Fame. I don't know if look. I don't want to dispute what you're saying. I have not. I'll be honest with you. I'm more of a statistic tells the story for me kind of guy. It shows that.
Well, that's the problem. Black people need to quit dealing in statistics and deal with reality. We've been statistics all our life.
No.
1.3 million slaves come from here, and then this many people are on welfare. This many people have been in jail. That's all we know is statistics as Black people.
Well, here's the thing.
We're dealing in statistics.
No, here's the problem, though. It's one thing to hear a bunch of statistics, but if they're not relatable, then it's pointless. If you hear that 70% of our young men are raised by a single mother, that don't mean anything if it don't mean anything. But you have to take the 70% seriously, and then like really investigate why that's happening in order to see if there's a problem. I mean, if you look at the fact that we have so many mothers raising kids by themselves, there has to be a reason for that, regardless of what your and I opinion is. Regardless, I mean, but it shows if you look at the penitentiary
are varied.
But if you look at the penitentiary statistics right now, if you go in there, and it's been like this for decades, majority of people that are in the penitentiary right now come from single parent households. You understand what I'm saying? Those are statistics that you can't take away. You have to pay attention to that. And the only reason why we don't pay attention to a lot of statistics is because you have your grifters who teach people don't pay attention to the numbers. See, numbers don't necessarily lie, bro. People lie for sure. And grifters will get you to not pay attention to some of the things that you can dissect the real problem from. They don't want you to know the real problem, because if you fix the problem, brother, they can't get paid.
I would like to think that, hypothetically speaking, that if Yolanda Adams was a single mom, her kids would do just fine.
Probably. Who are you talking about, the singer?
Yes.
Okay, maybe so.
Because she's grounded and just, even though I don't necessarily agree with the religious part of it that she's in, but she's still grounded in some type of faith of how to treat people properly and how to respect people.
So are you suggesting that a mother like Yolanda Adams, we're using her as an example, are you suggesting that a mother like Yolanda Adams couldn't raise 3 boys and one of them go get in trouble and do a stint in the penitentiary? I
would be highly surprised if they did. However, but if Sexy Red raises 3 sons, I'll be highly surprised if all 3 of them did it. Become assholes of society.
Oh, okay.
Do you see what I say?
Yeah, of course, because she's more likely going to produce an environment that's more conducive to where, that's going to put them in the penitentiary.
No, that's not what I said. She's more conducive to produce an asshole
That's
because
what I'm
she's
talking.
one.
Okay.
Say it like I said it. Quit try to be diplomatic.
No, I'm not trying to be diplomatic. I didn't sugarcoat it at all, Fame. I said I agree with you, and I said yeah, she'll probably put them in a environment that's conducive to sending them off to the penitentiary. That ain't sugarcoating it. I just said it a little bit different. But the truth of the matter is, moms that got multiple kids, they have a more of a challenge. All 3 kids may not all do the same thing because of what's going on inside the home as well. That the favoritism and all that. Sometimes kids inside these big homes, they get lost sometimes in the structure because they feel left out or whatever. That's possible too. So I don't. I know some guys that went to the penitentiary, Fame, that had some excellent mothers, bro. I mean, that they mothers and they grandmothers, they mothers and all that shit did everything in the world for them. You hear what I'm saying to you, bro? These guys just like for instance, I got somebody on here. He just made I got somebody on here right now who lost his mother at a fairly young age. Okay, he's a relative of mine, and his mother would do anything in the world for him. But then when he lost his mother, which I have several friends that have the same situation. When he lost his mother, he started living with his grandmother. His grandmother would do anything in the world for him, but he still found his way in the penitentiary. It wasn't for the lack of love. It was because of his decision making. It wasn't for the lack of leadership that she was providing. It was sometimes the things that's happening in the house can distract you to make certain type of decisions that you just lose.
How old was he when he lost his mom? I imagine being a middle school boy losing your mom. That's going to be pretty traumatic and cause you to make a series of bad decisions.
Yeah, I mean, one of my best friends lost his mother. We were in high school. We were in the 11th grade.
Right. So what you're doing is you're talking about extremes. Losing a parent, things like that. But like I said, I'd rather talk about that on a day where I'm more
Fran,
ready
right.
to do it. But
you're
go
right.
ahead, I'm sorry.
You're right. In this particular case, but what I'm saying is, I got guys who didn't lose their parents, didn't lose a mother or a father, or it was raised by the mother, and mother would do everything and anything for him. And she go to the penitentiary. When he ended up in the penitentiary, she was there with him, not in there, but she did his time with him. Care packages, putting money on the books, visiting every other weekend or twice a month. She did that time with him. All right. And I mean, but you would have thought this kid would have went off and been some good football player because he was a good student and a hell of a football player. But he chose the streets. I know a lot of dudes that chose the streets and came from great mothers.
Okay, like I said, that we could debate that till the cows come home. But what we're not going to debate is the fact that you biting my shit. You've been biting my shit, and you need to stop.
I don't know what you're talking about, but help me out.
You came into the show talking about these bad opinions of these older black women. That's the same shit you asked me to leave the group with 4 years ago.
I don't think
talking
so.
About
you tripping, bro.
Talking about these bad opinions of these older black women. You specifically said you black women that are 50 years old, got us effed up.
Well, Fame, the only reason why
and that's the same thing I said in the group.
That's not what you
called
said.
Me like, oh, Fame, you can't be saying that. They not smart enough to refute it.
Hey, man, don't say it like that, man. Don't say it like I was on some soft shit. Don't say it like that. We had a grown man ass conversation about some things. Don't say it like I was.
I heard whining.
Oh, okay, for real.
I mean,
I'm willing to admit we had a conversation about
crying. You wasn't crying, but you was whining.
No.
I mean, I'm not saying you kicked out any tears, but all I'm saying is that it's about time, and I'm very proud of you for coming to to having the heart to speak the real about some shit.
I've always had the heart to speak the real.
Been held
Hold on. Don't act like this shit just started. Don't act like I just start talking like this, bro. What you talking about? I might not have said the things that you say. I'm definitely, even if I agree with what you're saying, I would never say it as brutal as you say it, because it can get lost. When the way that you deliver things can get lost. You might have a valid point, bro, but when you start talking about these fat ass black women, that's not a good delivery, bro.
It's perfect delivery.
No, it's not.
I'm not here to make friends.
It's not
You
about
are.
making friends.
You're
bro,
here to make friends.
I'm not here to make
take
no
my
friend,
piece
bro.
and go.
What makes you think I need a friend? I mean, first of all, what makes you? Let's get to
I'll
that.
tell you,
Let's wait a minute. Hold on. You got a second?
No,
You
let's
got
get
a
to that. No,
second?
let me answer the question.
Okay,
Let me
wait,
answer the
hold on.
question.
You got a second?
I probably do. Go ahead.
Okay, no. I want you to answer it, but then I was gonna ask you something. Let's get to that boule thing. Yeah, go ahead. What makes you think I need a friend?
They go right into each other.
Yeah, okay. What makes you think I need a friend?
I'll tell you how you need a friend. You know good and goddamn well you need Iris to
For
keep.
what?
You need to keep good. You need to keep good appearances and be cool with her.
For
because
what?
She the head honcho. Because she the head honcho of the Black Boule.
For what?
And you need to keep up good appearance. When she calls in your show, you know she's tailor made for your platform to do what you do. You speak about how the Democrats ain't doing nothing for Black folks, and Black folks is being fooled. You know, she's fooling Black folks.
Wait a minute.
Our civil rights are inalienable, not for profit.
Well, wait a minute. What makes you? I don't mean to be disrespectful to anybody, nor not you or anybody else. But now let me ask you something. What do I need? Friends or groups? What do I need?
You don't ask her a tough question.
What? What?
It's a friendly clear up session.
I don't disrespect anybody that call.
It's not about disrespect.
But I don't.
I don't hear.
What,
I don't hear any.
What question?
Hear the real Wyatt. I feel like I hear a representative
of what?
To clear up some customer service.
Of what? Of what? Now let me ask you something.
Whatever she calls.
Okay, so then let me ask you something. Since we putting me out there like that, what do I benefit from having friends like what you're
in the boule?
Yeah. What do I benefit?
I don't know. I don't know anybody in the boule.
Okay.
You're
what?
To them
wait a minute. Hold on.
What would you
don't know anybody in the. Wait a minute. Hold on.
Maybe
you don't know anybody in the boule, but yet you're telling me that I'm trying to get in a group that. Who's present?
There obviously is one.
Well, who's present in this group? Who's present in this group that you think I need?
Maybe you'll get a reprieve from being sued civilly for having a frequent caller murdered.
Huh?
By egging on the drama between the two parties. Look up the Kabaka Abba case.
I don't know anything about that. Why did that keep coming up? I don't know any
local well-known personalities had to testify in the murder trial because they were egging on his drama with the other guy.
Okay, I don't know anything about that, bro. I don't want to get into no murders.
Bro, but I'm being honest with you, Wyatt. Then you might want to look that up.
Okay.
Because it's a very significant case.
Okay,
in
well,
Cincinnati.
Here's the thing. You're the only one I've ever had beef with where we were going to fight. And I don't mean fight for real.
We weren't about to fight.
You
called me out.
If you let me finish. I said, You're the only one that I've ever had. And I was like, oh, well, we can spar. You're the only one. So I'm not really one of them type of people that's trying to get into these things that when it comes to violence and all that old fighting and what these guys doing on the street, I stay clear of all that stuff. Number one.
What about Livingston?
Because what about him?
I think you called him out too.
But, no, I don't think so. I ain't got no problems with him. That's my dude. What
not Emmanuel, the older brother. Nick. Or not? No. What's his name? Nate.
I have no problem with Nate.
Oh shit! People in the chat always talking, blah blah blah, hiding like they don't listen. You know what I'm saying? Fuck all that. Let's just put on some gloves and get in the ring.
Bro, that goat. Bro, wait a minute, hold on.
Oh,
that goat. Wait a minute, hold on. When I said that, you know what that went to? Because somebody texted my phone and said, if you got a problem with us being down on Fountain Square with the kids, come down here and see me. So I'm saying anybody that'll say that, you're somebody that pretend like you don't watch the show. You see what I'm saying? I can't put a name on that because it came from like an unknown number. I couldn't put no name on it, but I meant it for whoever sent that message.
I just want to say.
Wait a minute, I lost connection. Hold on, let me make sure we still on. Hold on, bro. Because the screen fell. Okay, let's make sure. Are we still here, y'all? The screen fell down and it looked like we lost connection for a minute. Okay, Fame, I think, hold on, I'm waiting. Let me see if somebody will send a message saying we're good. Because like the chat went down and everything.
Oh no.
Yeah, I can't see the chat on
I
there.
was about to spit the illest bar.
Hold on. Okay, there it is. I think we're good. All right, spit your bar. Twin said we're
I
good.
forgot
Okay.
it now. You up there talking through my rounds. You know what I'm saying? You know what I'm saying? You're respecting this game. I just want to thank you for emerging from the darkness. You know, it took you a while, but I'm glad you have, and I'm very proud of you as a fan and supporter of your show. It warms my heart to hear you come out and speak with such vigor, such truth, you know, and say it unabashedly, not in a very joking or just you know in a way. You know what I'm saying? I think you deserve kudos, and I think you're on your way.
Well, I mean, I don't think I've done anything different since I've been here in the beginning, to be honest with you, Frank.
Oh yes,
But
you have. Wyatt. Do you really want me to play that phone call? Because I recorded it
what phone call?
from several years ago when you asked me to leave the group.
Yeah, bruh.
You hurt my friends and family, man. You can't be
Bruh,
saying
if you
that.
got some shit like that, I'll give you $1,000. Now, go get it.
I recorded
I
it.
said, go get it. You heard what I said. You heard what I said.
Every
I'll
time
give
I'll
you
post it on your
$1,000 and
timeline
you
here
can
in
play.
about an hour.
I'll give you $1,000 of my own
Listen.
hard-earned money if you can find a clip or produce a video or whatever your ass got saying that I
I don't
said
want
something
your money.
like
I
that.
want your blood. And you decided you didn't want to, you know,
See, he's bullshitting,
participate.
y'all.
You went
That's
to
all
Dallas.
you got to do.
You
Put
went
the
to
money.
Dallas to watch a WNBA game.
I did. And
we promoted this fight for 2 months, and you went to Dallas.
wait a minute.
Like,
I didn't go to Dallas for a WNBA game. I went to the San Antonio Spurs game.
Yeah,
It was a
Dallas,
championship game. You heard me? It was a game, and it wasn't on my priority. I just was in Texas that weekend, and you know, somebody in my office said, "Hey, you know, it was like a gift." And yeah, I'm gonna take it while I'm down there. I was in Houston, and we ended up going to San Antonio. I had a great time, and it was a work thing. But yeah, you damn right. But I didn't go down there thinking I was going to an NBA championship game. But hell yeah, I'll go. You there?
Perhaps.
Okay.
Yeah, I'm here. It's all good. Hey, Wyatt, it's always a pleasure. It's been real.
No, it ain't.
Fun.
No, it ain't. Because it ain't been. It was real until you start talking about you had some tape of me talking crazy, and I know you ain't got that. What? But I'll give you $1,000 if you can play it on. I'll let you play it on the air.
I said, let me go find it. I gotta put it together.
But you said that shit like it was on deck. You said that shit like it was sitting on deck.
I just know I did it.
Right,
I know I recorded it.
All right.
I record every phone call I've ever had with you.
Okay, good. You get
from
wait a minute, hold on. Then you got the one. You got that one when you was calling me crying and shit. Then for real, huh?
Yeah, hell yeah, I do got that one.
You got that one when you called me crying?
I was like, Wyatt, I'm fucked up in the chest.
And what your boy do? And what your boy do? Did I leave you out there on crap? Hell no.
No, you did not. No,
what's your cash app?
No, you can't
see? All right then. Say, wait a minute. What'd you say? You broke up a little bit. What?
I said you came through like you were supposed to.
Like I was supposed to, or like the type of dude that I really am.
Well, you're honorable because you owed me one, and you.
I ain't owe you shit. I ain't owe you shit. I didn't.
See, there you go.
I didn't owe you shit, fam. I did it, gang.
This phone call is not fun anymore because you're lying.
You know who you remind me of, bro?
Real shit. You remind me of?
No, you know who you remind me of?
You Robert Anthony ass nigga.
No, I don't even know who that is. If he good, that's cool. But now, let me say this. You know who you remind me of? You remind me of Dame Dash. You starting to get like Dame Dash, bro. No. Yeah, no. Without the teeth falling out, you starting to get a little bit like Dame Dash. You saying some shit.
Because I got a couple dollars and fuck with a white shorty?
No. It's you say some shit sometime that people that you think, look, you say things that could make people believe them, but you say it, you can't say that shit to me because I'm gonna pull you. I'm gonna make you show it, make you feel it, make you pull it out, make you.
I'm trying to get off the phone to go find it.
Oh, okay.
I said I'll post it on your.
All right.
On your timeline.
All right, and when you find that one, put the one where you called me.
I will put I will put all 17 phone calls between Wyatt on your damn chat line on your whatever it's called timeline.
Bet. Now if you don't, What you gonna put on it? If you don't,
I owe you 10 push-ups on site.
oh, bro, push up nothing. Go ahead, bro. I put money on it. See, that bring out the
Well,
realness.
you should put money. You're more affluent than I. I'm mashing for my rations. You have 2 houses. God damn.
That don't have nothing to do with nothing, bro. I'm just talking about just put the money with.
Bro,
I was talking like that when we was rubbing quarters together, bro. We always put money on the truth. Always put money on the truth.
I don't take money from people who I tend to enjoy.
Okay, all right, Fame.
And
Well,
I don't expect it either.
It was real to the 11th hour. It was real to the 11th hour. Go get your video or your recording of me crying and all that old shit to you about something. Go find that. And I know you probably gonna do some AI shit, but it ain't that good yet. We know what it is.
Your voice ain't famous enough to do AI.
Okay, whatever you say. I
mean, calm down. It
ain't about being famous. Job. Don't you see? That's what you see. Now you're trying to divert, trying to make it about some other shit.
Your own Bozak.
Bro, anybody's voice. Anybody's voice can be picked up by AI. Anybody and everybody's voice, but you can clearly hear the difference.
And you know what else can be picked up by AI? That wolf that's on your ass. Oh.
All right, that was Fame. I had a good time. I had a good time with Fame on that one. I ain't gonna lie. Fame is actually a pretty cool dude away from this shit. If you really get to know him, that's why I wanted to keep the relationship. Some time ago, we had a little thing going on where he was very brutal to the women. And it made me question, like, why are you so hard on women specifically? And I hate to say it like this because I don't like playing them old fake ass word games trying to get sympathy. But I used to wonder why he was so hard on black women specifically. You know, he used to like say things in the chat that was very degrading. He didn't see it that way. And I had to have a talk with bro, like, look, man, I see what you're trying to say, but we really could use it in a more you got to add a little diplomacy to your point. I mean, to your delivery, bro. You know, you got to have a little bit of, you know, if you're trying to say something, say it in a way that, you know, where people might, you know want to listen to you. But you saying it in you saying it like we out on the block in a crap game. And you just 7'd out and lost your rent money. And now you mad at the whole crap game. You know what I'm saying? That's how you sound right now. Let me go to the phone lines. Let me move on. Good afternoon, caller. This is Wyatt. Who am I speaking with?
Is that me? Am I up?
Yes. Yes,
okay.
It's you, caller.
Hey, what's going on with you, brother?
What's going on, sis? How you feeling today?
I'm very well.
Good. What's up?
Had to take a breather. I heard you say if somebody got some beef with you, call in.
Okay. What's happening?
Man, I ain't had no pork chop in 24 years.
Okay.
I've been wanting a thin fried pork chop so bad, but I ain't gonna do it.
Don't start that.
Make these things cornbread.
Don't start that. Don't start eating. Don't start that. I've been holding back on my ribs.
That brother Carmelo Anthony got a new legal team to go for his appeal.
Yeah. Probably the team that he should have had. I don't know who they are. Okay. If you name one, I'll say I didn't know that. But it's probably the team he should have had in his first defense. Because the problem that the problem that I had, and I said it right here on the show, Marquetta, I said, look, I don't agree with a lot of the things that happened in that situation. I was under the impression, I thought that it should have been televised so we could hear some of the evidence and all that and blah, 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 see the video, the whole nine. Okay. A lot of the things that would have settled down some of the confusion and some of the things that were being said that weren't true. It would have took a lot of that. It would have took a lot of that away. Okay. Now, here's the problem that I had. I said it on the air. I had a problem with his people, the people around him. I didn't like how they were approaching the case. I didn't like the way that they did the grieving father of the dude who died. I didn't like how they did things. I didn't like them bringing people like Charleston White in. I didn't like them bringing in the guy who had the the advocate
Dominique Alexander.
Yeah, he's not a good person to be on your forefront, to be out there talking in
I
front for you.
agree.
That this kid was doomed with that circle around him coming out. Doomed. And it could have been a whole nother approach. Could have been a whole different way that they handled that case out the gate. He had the wrong people around him. And I said that on the air.
And I'm glad that you said that it is not so much the basis of his case as much as it is the people around him.
Yeah. Here's the problem. The people around him set out a narrative that didn't match the video. I think if Carmelo Anthony would have told them a different story of what actually happened, it could have been lighter on the kid. Because there's nothing wrong. Okay, there's something wrong with killing somebody, but there's nothing wrong with being a 17-year-old. He was 17 when he did this. It's nothing wrong with being a 17-year-old kid that made a mistake in a lot of things that we did as kids. We all had, pretty much all of us, except a few. I can tell you the few who didn't have fights when we was growing up. And he made a mistake. Okay. The video clearly sees, the video shows exactly pretty much what happened. The arrest video, the body cam, you can hear it in Carmelo Anthony's explanation of what, when he got arrested, when he got detained. You can hear him say the kid put his hands on him. Okay. That still doesn't justify him doing what he did. But when you start using when you start putting all these different things in it, where he got jumped and all this other stuff going around, and you trying to try this in the media for something that didn't happen, it just makes the whole team look bad. And they stood on that.
Now wait a minute. Outside of the body cam video, where you got good video, the only other video that we have of the incident is some grainy footage of people under a tent and eyewitness account. We do not know what happened under that tent. Carmelo never testified. Hunter, Austin's brother, who had given 2 interviews after the incident, he never testified. And the people who did testify all had differing opinions of what happened. Now, when you say he made a mistake, why isn't it Austin made the mistake?
Well, because
let me say this first. Mm-hmm. If I'm sitting down and it's raining and I'm not bothering anyone, I'm not saying anything to anyone, why is the person who is coming, the person or persons who are coming up on me, harassing me, screaming at me, and I tell them to leave me alone, why are they not making the mistake and fucking with me?
Well, if that's what happened, then you might have a point, but you don't really know that's what happened. Who did you hear testify that that's what happened? What testimony
The testimony from the attorney, the defense attorney, as his closing argument was based off of the medical examiner's explanation of how the knife entered into Austin's chest due to the degree that it entered. It showed that Austin was on a lower bleacher standing up. And because of his movement, because of his forward movement. Now, I'm not saying that he should have had a knife and stabbed somebody. That's not what I'm saying. But the weapon in question was legal. They've released pictures of it. It's a 6-in-1 Ozark multi-use tool with a 3.5-inch blade on it.
That's kind of irrelevant.
He's sitting down. His defense attorney said because Austin was the aggressor, he lunged at Anthony, and because of that, he impaled himself on the knife. Well, now, the jury disagreed with that, but...
And I don't know if anybody out of the 22 people, including the 2 that were cool with Carmelo Anthony there, I don't think they said that either in their testimony. There was no one that could collaborate. Of course, the defense attorney, it's his job to say that Carmelo's not liable for what actually happened. He could say anything, but it would be better if he had somebody that can collaborate that story in testifying. And there was black
and
kids.
That's why he needs an appeal, because he should have been given the opportunity to testify, or they should have called Hunter Metcalf as a witness, whether he was an uncooperative witness, because Hunter, in his testimony to the press, he says in his testimony to the press, me and my brother, we did not want him under the tent. We told him to get from up under the tent. My brother grabbed his book bag and pushed him. That's what he said as soon as it happened. If he would have been able to be cross-examined, that would have destroyed the murder case, and it would have pointed more to self-defense.
Well, I don't know.
So
about
I don't
that.
I don't think Carmelo did anything wrong. I think he was right in defending himself.
Well, I don't know if you can defend yourself with a weapon against someone that doesn't pose the same type of threat. You might want to check that law. You down there in Texas.
I did. And the law does protect Carmelo. That's why he on an appeal.
Okay.
The case was dismissed because they threw out the self-defense argument by saying he brought a knife, meaning that he intended to harm somebody or he intended to kill somebody. There was no intention in him having a 6-in-1 Ozark Boy Scout blade. He just had a blade.
He's not guilty.
The intention, again, was coming from Austin, his brother, and their friends. When you look at the grainy video, if you look at the commotion that's going on under it, as Austin and his team comes walking up to the tent, they immediately bylined up to Anthony. They immediately went up to him and hollering and screaming, and he warned them, stop fucking with me. Under the stand your ground law, it's the same thing in Ohio. I don't have the duty to retreat, and you can't tell me what type of force can meet that force under self-defense. Okay. But they kicked the self-defense out and they applied murder. And that's my issue when I'm hearing from Black men, is because the culture of Black boys is so off the hook. They all guilty.
No,
so they can all be, the law can be misapplied to all of them.
You'll never hear that interpretation from me. That I'm a Black man. I'm not dishing that type of interpretation out.
So what's the difference between Carmelo Anthony and Daniel Penny? You saying you can't use the same amount of force. Daniel Penny only heard a homeless person say, I'm hungry, I'm about to knock a motherfucker out. Him and 2 other people accosted him. Daniel Penny is a Marine who's trained in hand-to-hand combat. He placed that man into a chokehold. He said he could see his chest rising and falling, and he didn't apply so much pressure on him as to kill him, but oops, he died. Well, now, Daniel Penny is considered a hero, and that's not self-defense. He attacked that man.
Well, here's the thing. When you go to the Daniel Penny thing, I believe if you're going to charge him, you got to charge the Latino and the Black guy who was holding the kid down with the guy with the chokehold.
I agree.
Okay, so there's a whole lot to that. Evidently, 3 men needed to hold this guy down because of what he was doing in that train car. 85.
No, 3 men took the opportunity to do that because of the threat that was made.
The witnesses who came to the stand in that case, a couple of them happened to be Black older women, said that they feared for their life. They didn't know what was going to happen. The man scared them. They didn't know what was going on. They were really scared. And unfortunately,
But again, the homeless man didn't harm anyone. He didn't hit anybody. He didn't set nobody on fire. Well, he had not raised his hand at anyone. He didn't have a knife. And if listen to what I'm saying to you, brother. If the women who took the stage to say that they were frightened, they were afraid of somebody's words, they were scared for their life, why wouldn't that same logic apply to a 17-year-old Black boy in Frisco while it's pouring down raining and it's a group of football players and others surrounding him? Where is his right to flight or fright? Where is he allowed to be afraid for himself? Where is his right to defend himself. If Daniel Penny and 3 other men could pick up a homeless guy, throw him on the ground, 2 of them hold his legs, 1 of them put him into a chokehold until he passed out dead. What's the difference between him and Carmelo Anthony having some 6'3" linebacker who was known to be a bully, attacking him, telling him get from up under the tent? Now, I agree, he should have probably just gotten from up under the tent. But when he told him, if you touch me, this is my boundary. If you touch me, watch what happened. Why is it not Austin made the mistake and touched him?
Oh, he
okay, I'm gonna be
did.
quiet, I promise.
He did. I mean, here's the thing. Let me say something to you. Not to shift it, but it's kind of relevant. I had a little beef with a dude in Middletown, Ohio. Okay, I had a beef with him. We were younger. Okay, I was a young dude. I was not a kid. I was a grown ass man. He was a grown ass man. I didn't know what he was capable of. Like, I didn't know. I said some things to him that was real reckless. Like, I wish you would. I was that kid like that. That kid ended up doing 12 years for murder a year after I got up in his face like that. So sometimes we got to be careful with the people we say, I wish you would, or you better not, or all that old stuff, because you don't know what they're capable of. But here's the thing, just because they're capable of doing it don't justify, you can't just say, because I was about to get jumped, that I defended myself with a knife. You can't, I mean, it's just not the same. It's not the same situation. They're
in different states. I mean, New York is different from Texas, obviously. But I think that's where the confusion in law is when it comes to stand your ground doctrine, castle doctrine, when it comes to self-defense and the defense of others, or if you're afraid if there'll be, protecting others and the amount of force, meat and force, etc. But down in Texas, that's not what it is. Self-defense is if you touch me, I got a gun on me and you touch me, the self-defense law, I can shoot you.
Okay. Well, I tell you what, let's do this, sis, because I don't think you're going to agree with me, and I'm not going to agree with what where we are with this. I think what we should do is wait for the appeal and see if they allow a new trial. If they allow a new trial, maybe Carmelo Anthony will be on the stand. Maybe he'll get up there, because I don't believe that a person that don't have anything to hide and is defending themselves against doing pretty much 99, if I'm facing 99 years in jail, there's not a defense attorney nor my mother or anybody going to tell me that I can't get on the stand and tell people what actually happened. The only thing that's going to stop that from happening, sis, is there's going to have to be other people, including people that were there with me, who are going to have to collaborate my story. And then character is going to come in as well. Like, we hear 3 points. I think I lost the connect. Hold on, my bad. Hold on.
No, I'm here.
No, I know you are on the phone, but I'm talking about the internet. The feed itself. Let me see if it comes back. I think we're still on. Let us know if we're still here. Somebody will put it in the screen here in a second, because I'm looking at the little small monitor and it's off. But all right, so let me get back. Let me get back to what I was saying.
Go ahead. I'm sorry, I can hear you and I can see you.
Okay, what I was saying was, when you get on the witness stand defending yourself, character and a whole lot of other stuff is going to come up. They're gonna ask you, when was the last time you had a fight? They're gonna ask you a lot of the things that could make you seem like you are an aggressive person, aggressive kid. A lot of that stuff is gonna come up. And there was people that testified who did say that Carmelo Anthony had issues with fighting in school. Okay, so
they said the same thing about Austin.
So okay, and
the cheerleaders was complaining about him being a bully. He had been known to fight his daddy.
All I'm saying, sis, is there's a reason. I don't think, and this is my opinion, okay? I don't think it was incompetency from his attorney for him not to put him on the stand. I think that it was strategic. And I think that if you're going to put somebody on the stand and they're the only one saying the story, and then there might possibly be some people that are
some other people who did not, go against that story. I hear what you're saying. I watched the trial. I know what the issues are,
including his buddy. You know what I'm saying? Because his buddy went up there and you know, said some things that.
But it was his buddy who said, "Come sit here." And then that's what was brought out in court, that he was denying, even saying that he knew him, that he was friends, etc. And let me say this to your audience, because I see everybody always so negative. The law, you have to start stepping up and protect. You're so worried about the Democrats and the Republicans when the real war is in court. The war is with the law. It's in the Supreme Court's hands. It's in the lawyers and the judges' hands. And if you keep on ignoring or looking past, that's why these lawyers took it pro bono. And the team is coming out of Dallas. These are known appeals judges. Lawyers, black and white, female and male. They know the Texas law. And there have been other cases of teenagers using knives in fights in school where they only get 10 years, but their race was different. Was different. And even some of the circumstances. Different. But what I'm saying is, in regards to the law, if you're not fighting for the application of the law to be applied correctly and equally, you ain't got a chance about what's going on in your community and people shooting and killing each other without direction, without even a self-defense claim, because they'll never make it to the court. You've already been judged by circumstantial evidence. And we're going to disagree on that one. Let me get to this other one. I'm going to let you go.
It's all good.
You also talked about the Cyrus case in Columbia, North Carolina.
Now,
here,
freshen me up on that. What case?
Cyrus, the light-skinned young man who went into the Chinese gas station.
Okay, yeah.
You said it was his mama's fault. His mama failed him. Why isn't it?
Wait a minute, whoa.
That's what you said. You should go back and listen to your show.
Yeah, I got to go back and listen to my show. If I said that, it was probably in a different kind of context. I don't believe it was his mother's fault. I don't remember saying that one, sis. Now, if I said that, I'm out of pocket. But I will say this. I think the parent that has that kid, the parent that has the kid's well-being who's taking care of that kid, if you're not keeping up with your child's social media and he's on social media playing with guns and acting thuggish and doing all that old shit, I hold that parent responsible. I hold them accountable for their kid going out here in the streets being thuggish and all whatever you want to call it. Yeah, so maybe that's where I was going with it. If he, because I don't,
and I can feel you on that. Kids shouldn't be playing with guns.
Here go the thing though, sis. Let me say this. Here's how I don't know if I really said that, because I don't know what household that young man came from. I don't know if he's from a single mother or a single father, or if he got mama and daddy in his house. I don't know. So to say it was his mama specifically, I doubt I would have said that, because I don't know his home makeup. I don't know. He could have been raised by his daddy by himself. I don't know. So I don't think I said it was his mama's fault. I say his parents.
So let me say what I'm saying, if you don't mind.
Sure, go ahead.
There is a video of this young man going into the store, regardless as to who his parents was. He went into the store by himself. He went into the store, and like we always talk about, here you have these capitalist vultures in our community who are servicing the community they don't pay into, they don't respect, they're not contributing to. You hurry up, you buy. You buy now and you go. This young man is in his community, in his store. He's not thugging, he's not rapping, he ain't showing a gun. In the video, you see the Asian woman harass him. Hurry up and buy. He puts the waters back into the refrigerator. He put them back. He has nothing on his person. He leaves the store without brandishing a weapon, without a threat made, without saying anything. In peace, he leaves the store. The Asian father and son literally hunt after him, chasing him out of the store. They did not call 911. They have security cameras. They could have called the police. They could have put him up on a wall of shame and said this is suspected theft. Instead, they chased him down the length of a football field. When you talk about witnesses and you talk about juries, in this case, the jury was half black.
It was
the man The man who said that he pulled the gun up on him perjured himself twice in the hearing. If you go watch it, the attorney asked him, now you just said that he pointed the gun at you. How did he point the gun at you while his back was turned if your father shot him in the back? And then Mr. Child's son recanted that and said something different. But there was also a black eyewitness who also took the stand and said, I saw the young man running and he fell. And when he got back up, Mr. Child shot him in his back. Now, Mr. Child was not convicted of murder because we both know that's not murder. That's more like manslaughter. But he won't be
Well, I don't know.
retried.
I don't know about that. I don't know about that because here's the thing. If
murder means intention.
I know.
Go ahead.
I know. Think about it. Based on how you just explained it, how wouldn't it fall? Why wouldn't it fall in a murder category? Because you say he had the water. He put the water back. There's
he did. Okay, he put the water back.
Hold on, sis. I'm just going to explain it the way you explained it, and then I'm going to take it from the point of him leaving the store without anything. Okay, he put the water up. He left willingly. They didn't force him out, right? He left willingly, and then for some odd reason he took off running outside the store. Now, here's where I say it can possibly be intent. You chased him for what purpose? You hear me?
So what would be your purpose in chasing?
That's what I'm saying. I mean, you feel me? What was if you see clearly he didn't steal anything, and now he left the store, and based on everything you just said, okay, I'm with you.
Right, but he left the store. He's no longer even a customer.
Right, he left the store willingly. Okay, you don't have to. Murder don't mean that you premeditated everything. Murder just means the intent to kill, right? You purposely killed this person. It don't mean it was premeditated. It didn't mean that Mr. Chow or whatever his name is woke up this morning and said, I'm going to kill me a little black kid today. I'm going to kill me somebody today. That's not necessarily, you don't have to have it like that in order to be murder. But what I'm saying, based on what you just described, the young man put the water back. He left the store willingly. They didn't force him out by hand or anything. He left willingly and then he ran. Now the intent.
No, he ran because he was being chased. He ran because he was being chased.
Okay.
It wasn't just that he left the store and ran. If you watch the video, he leaves the store walking. He's calm.
Okay.
And then he looks behind him and he sees two angry, large, adult Asians running after him. He ran.
With the intent to do what?
To escape from being caught by two large, angry Asians.
Sis, you're on defense. I'm with you. I'm saying what was their intent, not his intent. I'm trying to get you to understand that it could have well been murder. Because if he left willingly and he ran for what reason? To get away from them, right? Because they had what intent? What was the intent of them chasing him? They clearly seen that he didn't take anything. What was the purpose of the pursuit? What was the purpose of them chasing him? And then when they caught him, what happened? Was that what they were going to do in the first place? If they would have caught him right in the parking lot with that same incident had happened, they chased him 110 yards. And when they caught him, they killed him, right? So how can you say that based on how you described it, what we've seen in the video and how that narrative is playing out, how isn't it murder when somebody if I chase somebody, I have an intent to do something when I catch them. I'm not chasing you for nothing. See what I'm saying? So I got 110 yards to think about what I'm going to do. Why won't that fall in the category of murder? I would ask
because there's lesser charges that could have been also the same way that they played Carmelo Anthony. If he didn't get charged with murder, they would have allowed for a lesser charge of aggravated murder or manslaughter as a lesser charge than murder. They didn't do that to Mr. Chow. He only had the murder. My point is not necessarily the litigation. You know, it's the law. We have fought. You know, when you talk to me, Ida B. Wells in the NAACP, she fought against lynching. That was lynching. That was a lynching. And when you have these punk ass men, they such cowards. Why is y'all even talking about it? They're gonna because it's the law. You have to fight for your equal protection under the law. That's why they burned the shell down in the community, because they realized that the Asian had more protection under the law than even an American-born Black person. When you look at the Carmelo Anthony case, he got 35 years. The man that killed Sonia Massey in her house for saying in the name of Jesus. She said, I rebuke you in the name of Jesus. He shot her in her head and killed her. He got 20 years. Amber Geyer, the woman who shot the man eating ice cream in his own house, she up for parole today, 10 years. So that's not the equal application of law. And when it comes to Black males, because I guess I'm hearing that Black women being handled with kid gloves. Black men, it's the biggest dangers in our community. There is no greater danger. You're talking about mothers. Please, we barely make it to motherhood without being murdered first. Our greatest enemy before we can even get to white people and racism is the Black male in our community who recklessly abandons his children. I'm just having fun. I'm just nutting. Or he's sitting up blaming every ill of the world on the women and children and not doing shit about his own. Since I'm just responding to some of these ignorant comments that I'm seeing, because I think that you know the law well enough to know you're going to have people come in and sensationalize the case to make money off of it. You got Ben Crump right now picking up the 1-year-old's murder in the middle of the Walmart parking lot. You don't hear people saying boycott Walmart. Y'all was boycotting Target for the boule, but when it comes to this child, I wouldn't care what his mama was doing. There's no reason to shoot somebody in the Walmart parking lot over anything that Walmart has. It's just no reason. And Ben Crump right now is saying, give us the autopsy of the child's murder so we can see where the bullet entered in this child's body, so we can figure out if the car was actually pointing in the direction of the cop, or if the cop just got trigger happy because a nigga about to be running free. They could have chased that girl down to the light with her sensor on her license plate. But what I'm saying to you is I never hear Black men, why people so mad at Iris. Where's the Black male Iris? Where's the leader? Kabaka was murdered by a Black man.
I know you've been watching this show for a long time.
Who is the Black male Iris that would stand in her place and do what she do free of charge? Because Iris been doing this stuff since I was 16, 17 years old out of Swift and Commons. Yeah. I'm trying to figure out where is the Black male leadership to stand up and say, stop killing our sons illegally, give them due process in the court, make sure that the police are not committing crimes themselves by shooting petty theft shoplifters and getting off on it by saying they felt their lives was in danger, even when the victim is a 1-year-old. And then when it comes to them other niggas who talking about it's always shooting and murdering in the community anyway, that's true. Who is doing that? You got an 18-year-old young woman murdered by some 43-year-old insane man. She wasn't even doing that, didn't even know that, just a crazy neighbor. And Black males do not stand up to shoulder each other up, to make each other stronger, to say, brother, I'm going to teach you this. This is how I got money. I mean, you. But, brother, I'm going to teach you this. I'm going to teach you that. Come on, young girl, let me get you out of the street and teach you this hustle. Y'all don't do that. You're so filled with hatred, animosity, a bunch of savage language towards each other. It's difficult to even talk civilly without being made fun of, because people think a civil conversation or a civil discourse, I know something, but blah, blah, you got something bad to say all the time. So I just, like I said, I just wanted to get on the opposite side with you today, because you have said some things. And I'm like, what the hell? And you know the law. You know the law. These cases need to be retried, or there needs to be a public outcry to say the law was misapplied. This person is still an American citizen. They're still protected by the laws of this country, and they should be applied correctly. And when we think that they don't, we have the right to an appeal process, or we have the Innocence Project. But I think Carmelo eventually, I hope that he, however long that he has to serve in jail, I hope he get his law degree. And I hope he come out and does lectures for young boys. Did you see the Julio murderers get sentenced to life without probation?
No. Without
And
parole?
and you look that up so you can play that. One of the defense, one of the convicts said he said, Generation Z, listen to me. It's not worth it. All of this real music, all this self-hatred, all the, some people like to argue with you and go back and forth with you so they can put their hands on you, or so you can put their hands on them, or you get somebody else to put their hands on you. The judge said it doesn't matter what's going on. You should never piss on somebody's grave. And that's what Julio was known to do. He would go and make diss records about everybody in Jacksonville that had been murdered in gang violence and stuff. And he would go and urinate on their graves and then mock them in songs. That's something wrong with your mind. If you think being a bully, especially at 50, you done already taught the younger generation to be ignorant and self-hating. They always fighting and bullying on each other. But then you become an adult. What you think about AB?
I'd rather keep that one to myself. I have a personal relationship with them, and I'd rather not. You understand what I'm saying? I'd rather keep that one to myself. Only because I have I've known him since he was 4 years old.
He was little, and seen him come out of junior boxing. I'm proud of him. I'm glad to see that he getting back on his feet financially. But that liquor is gonna tear his liver up. That liquor will do it every time. But I ain't gonna keep you too much more. I'm gonna get in this chat and start hollering back at Vernon and them for sitting up telling me how stupid I sound. But I'll listen to your comments off air.
All right, sis. I appreciate you tuning in and engaging with us today. That was Marquetta. I believe she in Houston. I know she in Texas, but I don't remember what city, but I think it's in Houston. Here's what I'm a little confused with sometimes when I hear people talk about all these different cases, especially when it's murder or the intents of murder or whatever. The problem that I have is people's consistent arguments, but these are in different states where laws are different. Stand your ground laws are different. Sentencings are different. I'm just going to say this and I'm going to go right back to the phone line real fast. Everybody was at first bitching and complaining that there were no black jurors in the jury on Carmelo Anthony's case. And it's racist. He didn't have no black jurors and blah, 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 blah. And that's fine. You can feel that way or whatever. But if we're going to go state to state, and I'll use your same logic that it all supposed to be the same everywhere we go and blah, blah, blah. You go to the Chow case, which is the Asian man who was found not guilty for shooting a black kid in his back, so say. I still don't know. I don't know where the shot hit the kid. I don't know any of that. I don't even know all of the information. I see a video, but I hear nothing. I don't even know how much of that video is of the actual incident itself. That could have just been a fraction of it. You know what I mean? I don't know. I don't know if something happened before that video. I don't know if something happened after the video. I don't know. All I know is using your same logic that there should have been some black jurors on the jury box for Carmelo Anthony. I say to you, applying your logic, there were 7 black jurors on the child case where the black boy got shot in the back. So, wherever he got shot. They still came up with a not guilty. It still didn't work out for the little black boy. 7 jurors out of 12? What's that, 60%? So is it really the jury count? I mean, we can say, that it would have helped Carmelo Anthony. We don't know that. It didn't help the little black kid. It helped Mr. Chow in Carolina who shot the little black kid. And I'm just using the logic of we need the black jurors. And I believe you do need jurors that are a little bit more relatable to maybe the defendant or whatever, because you want to give them a fair shake. Yes. But sometimes I have a little problem with people's arguments when we coming from state to state, different arguments. This time this person did that and it was 10 years. This person did that and they gave him 35. Or what about other cases in Texas where little dudes was in the bathroom fighting and he only got 10 years for killing this dude? Well, it was probably a mutual combat type of situation. You can't have two guys sitting back shooting at each other or stabbing one another, and then the one that end up dying, the other one is still going to go to jail for his actions. He may not go to jail. He may not be facing 99 years like Carmelo, because in the bathroom they may have been, the combat might have been mutual. So if I don't know all the circumstances of one thing, I'm not going to sit here and say it wasn't fair. It's not fair not knowing the similarities of the case outside of the outcome. It's not a fair argument to say that guy only got 10 years in Texas because he killed somebody with a knife too, and you don't know the case. You don't know you don't know what exactly happened. You don't know if the dude that ended up dying said, "Come on in the bathroom, we about to fight," and it could have been his knife that got taken away from him and stabbed or whatever. He might have started out with the knife. I don't know. Let me go back to the phone lines before I get out of here. Good afternoon, caller. This is Wyatt. Who am I speaking with?
Huddy Hud, what's up, cuz?
Huddy Hud, what's good with you?
Man, real quick, man.
How's Louisville, bro?
Yeah, Louisville, Kentucky, man. It's weather's nice, man.
Okay, that's what's up. What's good with you, man? What's on your mind, man?
Man, real quick, because old girl, she was talking about the case with young blood, self-defense, this, that, and the other. Man, the system is designed for us to lose, man. It's been like that from the beginning, man. Just like the little dude from Minnesota that he said he feared for his life, and he opened fire and shot two people with the AR. He was found not guilty with the self-defense law. You know what I'm saying? So it's, you can go on and back and forth with that all day and till eternity, man. It's designed for us to lose, bro. Plain and simple. And I know you say you getting ready to go. I ain't about to drag this on, but dude said you better stop biting his shit, man.
Who did? Who said what?
In the beginning, he said you better stop biting his shit, cuz. Why don't y'all just, you the boxing promoter, man. Why don't you just go on and set something up, man, and y'all go on and get in the ring. I'll pay admission for that.
I tried, bro, but he don't really want to do that, bro. I mean, y'all had me out here when I was a little boy. I've been getting my ass kicked by y'all my whole life. Well, it slowed down as we got older, but I'm just saying, do you really think that? Come on, bro. Come on.
I'm just saying, man, the way y'all got that love-hate relationship, man, just a little 3-round sparring session, man. I pay to see that.
I tried, Hood. I tried, but I'm not gonna do that, bro. I don't. The problem is this. I don't feel like writing no checks.
I think your fans, some of your listeners, man, would enjoy that. They would pay to see that too, bro.
I mean, I'll be honest with you, Hood. I mean, as long as Fame signed, a no harm clause, I do it. I'm down with it. But I just got a bad feeling that it's gonna cost me, and I'm tired of entertaining people, and it costs me money to entertain folks. I'm tired of that.
All right, I got you, cuz, man.
Let me ask you this though, Hoodie Hood. Let me ask you this: When have I ever not got into something like, you know what I'm saying? Like when we was in the Heights, when we go to Lincoln Heights, when have I ever turned down something? Like if and I always was looking at the biggest dude. It was always the biggest dude.
Not that I know of, cuz. I mean, probably because you always had me, Greg, and Drac, there for you, and you was always little Randy, and little niggas always talked the most shit. But you had backup though, cuz. But you handled yours. You handled yours.
I didn't talk shit. It was always, since I was the smallest, that's the one that they would pick on.
You right. So like I said, cuz you handled yours, man.
The only way that I was gonna be able to, stay in my circles or look, yeah, I know I had who I had. But at the same time, in my mind, I can't keep those people around me if I don't hold my own. That's how I felt. Like if I'm gonna I can't, like, y'all ain't gonna babysit me. Fuck that. You know what I'm saying?
I wasn't like that.
It was sometime where I would start some shit, knowing that, okay, I'm about to get into it, so I got cuz in them, you know what I'm saying? But they ain't gonna let me get jumped. That's how I felt. So, but it's all good. All I'm saying to you, bro, is I ain't never really backed down from no shit like that. And I'm not saying that I back down on this one. I'm older now and I know the consequences, and I don't want to cut no checks.
Well, just set something up, man, like a 55 and over, you know what I'm saying? Some old heads that still got a little animosity on their chest and they want to put the gear on and get up in there, man. Make that shit happen.
Yeah, well,
Cause you know I put the gloves on with a nigga. Shit.
I know you will, but what I'm saying is I got shit to do tomorrow, bro. I can't be in here, you know, touching cats like that, bro, because you know it.
I got you,
and
cuz.
especially if it's an audience, because then it ain't gonna never die. You know what I'm saying? It ain't gonna never die, and it ain't gonna never die if I get touched up. I ain't gonna. It ain't. We got to go again next week. We got to go again tomorrow. You ain't gonna never get.
Right.
You know how I was, bro. You ain't gonna beat me, and then I'm just gonna be like, all right, you got me. No.
Sign the contract. Make it all legit, bro. This is a one-shot deal. Winner take all. 3 rounds. 3-minute rounds, and that's it.
He ain't gonna be able to go 3. I don't even think I can go 3. I mean, 3 minutes. I could go 2-minute rounds. I can do 3 2-minute rounds with somebody because the ether gonna be going and my drilling ain't gonna be rocking. But 3 minutes is professional level. I don't have that in me. I don't have that in me. I can do 2 minutes. 2-minute. I can do 3 2-minute rounds. But it ain't gonna go that far.
I ain't saying with no young blood, man. I'm talking about somebody in your age group, you know, like your man's or somebody, man. Make it a
I thought you was talking about with the dude. I thought you was talking about with my man's with Fame.
Yeah.
It wouldn't go 3. It wouldn't even go 3 rounds, bro. Trust what I'm telling you, bro. It wouldn't.
All right, man. I'm out, cuz. Listen, man. I'm out, bro. I just wanted to say that, man. Stop biting on this shit too.
All right, bro. I'll leave it alone. All right, fam. I appreciate you, man.
I love you, cuz.
Love you too. Talk to you soon, bro.
All right, man.
Man.
Peace.
Thanks for engaging us, Hoodie Hood out of Louisville. Yeah, I ain't gonna get into that because then y'all think I'm sitting here condoning violence. I'll leave it alone. Somebody put in here about Floyd. Who said that about Floyd? I seen something. Oh, Vernon. My bad. What's up, V? Vernon says, speaking of boxing, is that Boots Ennis fight this weekend, and how do I go about it? Oh, I don't know about that. I'll be honest with you. I thought he said something about Floyd. Let me go to the phone lines. We got the phones ticking and clicking. Good afternoon, caller. This is Wyatt. Who am I speaking with?
Hey, what's up, man?
Twin, what's happening with you, bro?
Oh, no, I can't call it. Hopefully I get my phone fixed today later on.
Okay. What's happening, though?
No, man, I had to laugh when Fane came in, man. He's a comedian, man.
Yes, he is.
Yeah, we died laughing, man. But, yeah, man, as I look at it when Marquetta was talking about it, just like that guy, Carmelo ran to that coach and said he killed somebody or hey, whatever he told that coach, he should have did that and ran to him and said, hey, man, they told me I can't come to their tent. Man, that's premeditated murder. Man, it seemed like you were ready to crash out or you had some issues going on that day or something. Put your hands on me and try me something. Come on, man. You could have prevented that, Carmelo. And it's a lot of pictures surfing around, videos him posted with guns and all that. I don't know how true it is or AI or something, but I don't know how true it is. But, man, you could have prevented that young kid. Man, every man held accountable for their own action. I don't care what age you is. You 10, 9 years old and these little hoods start stealing bubble gum and flaming hot. So no damn well you ain't got no money and you get caught in everything you had 2020. Now hey, why you still that? My son don't steal. Well, evidently he do steal. Come on, man. So that man went down there and you could have prevented that, Austin. Carmelo. Now you got 35 years. I mean, you probably got a good team to argue on the case, but they going after the killing. They ain't care about no damn self-defense. The way you took your dude and you stabbed him and took off like that and all that could have been prevented, man. They ain't looking at the pushing and all that crazy stuff. Sometimes they look at it self-defense like, is this really a self-defense case? He could have avoided this. Now, if I'm feeling like my life really, really in danger and all that, then they look at that case scenario, Wyatt, and say, yes, that's self-defense. Twin, I had all right to stab him. They look at that. They ain't care about no pushing and all that. We might be playing, who knows? I don't know how they look at the case. But the way they looked at that case, man, you crashed out. You probably mad at your mama or your girlfriend or something like that. Oh, touch me and stuff, see what happens. Okay, you came on here to crash out. So you saying things like that, so that's how the jury and the prosecutor, whoever else look at that case. It could have been prevented, man, but, you know, to each his own, man. So do I feel sorry for him? Hell to the no, I don't feel sorry for him.
Well, I actually do. I feel sorry for him. I feel sorry for the kid that's dead. I feel sorry for both sides of the family. I feel sorry because this is it was foolish. I think that both young men were guilty of something. One was more guilty in the extreme of murder than the other one was. And this is, again, once, you know, you got to be careful how you tell your kids to react when certain things happen. I remember my mother used to tell me, you know, and I know this is, some people will be like, well, shit, my mama told me the same thing. And we'll probably look at it today and be like, ain't nothing wrong with it, because that's just how we defend ourselves. But my mother used to always tell me, if somebody big come at you, you pick up something and you knock them in their head. She ain't never tell me that I might be charged with murder for doing that shit. She never told.
We could have got away back in the day with that.
I don't know. I'm just, no. I know there's a lot of people in jail right now that are doing murder bids because they killed somebody for hitting them, or doing something over the extreme of what was actually going on. You know, I've seen people that punched somebody and the person fell down and hit their head and died, and now they getting charged with murder. You see what I'm saying? So, I mean, we got to be careful. No, what did you say?
No, I ain't say nothing.
Oh, okay.
I heard. Hey, Wyatt, let me close with this.
Okay.
I talked on a radio station today, right?
Okay.
And I said, you know, Greg Landsman was in the studio yesterday, right?
I didn't know that, but okay.
Well, happened? You probably didn't know because you don't, whatever case may be. But I said, and then listen to Lincoln Ware for 15 years. I said this, man. And any podcast, any radio station, TV station, anything. My thing is this, dog. I'm gonna bring on my boy Trump, because it's a whole it's foolishness, it's craziness to me just even listening to it. But if you look at it, why only thing you hear about is Israel and Trump talk. Now, Nan Negro, Jamal Brown house shops, and the rest of them that they gaslight the people and everything, and told them let's go boycott no King protest and all Black Lives Matter. Now, Nan Nigger in there came out and said, man, we got to stop this violence. This is going crazy. Not a Nan, man. So you sit here and people just listen to it, man, every day. And it hurt my feeling, man. My soul is kind of hurt off this, man. We sit here and want to talk about this Trump issue, Israel and all that. When you throwing it at Trump and everything, you think it's his fault. But it's our own people, our own community. And people say, go vote, go vote, go vote. Well, hell, we keep voting, and we living in all these cities with Democrats as the leader. What's the problem here? And let me tell you this, Wyatt. Let me tell you this, Wyatt. They don't have no strategy or no solution how we can solve. They probably do, but they get paid off our pain and suffering. But I don't understand why y'all just won't keep it gangster and everything. Come out like, man, hey, man, we got to stop this, y'all. We got some hell with all this.
I hear people say that all the time.
Huh?
I hear people say that all the time.
Yeah, man, but it's crazy, man.
No, I hear. I just think there's an issue in the community that, you know, you can step to the community and tell all the killers to stop killing people. It does. Yeah. They're not killing for recreation. I'm just being honest with y'all. There's a problem going on. There's a conflict problem going on. There is a.
You know what's our problem?
Okay.
I'll tell you what's the problem. Why? Social media.
Well, people.
That's the problem right there.
I mean, I'm sure it plays a part. I'm sure it plays a part. I'm sure it plays a part. But I just think that there's a lot going on. People just have this perception that these things are senseless. And I use that word loosely. I don't mean that
I'm gonna keep on listening, Wyatt.
Okay. I don't.
Okay, thanks, man.
Thanks for engaging with us, twin. I just there's here we go. Like, language is important to me when it comes down to certain things. And it's like how you present things can say how, like, could give a false interpretation of what it really truly is. When you say things like, we have a gun problem in our community, I just totally disagree with that. Now, two things can be right at the same time, right? You can have a gun problem. You can have too many guns somewhere, but what I think we have are too many people that are willing to activate those guns. Too many mentalities that's willing to play in that dangerous field of guns and violence and all of that. There are people who are in our communities. 90% of the kids that are in these communities that are, from, hood or whatever, are not troubled kids, are not gonna get in no trouble. I ain't talking about little, coming in late or doing something in the community. I'm talking about violent behavior, selling drugs, 90% of the kids are not gonna do that. But there are a percentage of kids that are going to do that type of stuff in the community. All right. The majority just won't do it. It don't take a large majority to mess up the community. It only take a few. It only take a small grip for that to happen. And that's what's happening. That's what's happening. And that little small group ain't trying to hear from the preachers, the reverends, the city council members. They're not trying to hear none of that. They don't care nothing about what people talking about. They don't care. So my solution is, and I'm sorry for all the people that hate the fact that I say what I say. And if you don't get it, or if you don't get me or whatever, you ain't got to be here. You have to eliminate the problem. You have to eliminate that small percentage. It's almost like having a fruit basket. You got one piece of fruit, 13 pieces of fruit in this basket. One piece of fruit that goes raw and nasty and starts to rot, it'll mess up the fruit basket. That lovely fruit basket is getting messed up because you got one bad piece of fruit in the basket. You don't put that piece of fruit in the refrigerator and hope it come back to life, and then I'm gonna put it back in the basket, or I'm gonna put it underneath all the other fruit so it'll still be in. No, you gotta eliminate it. You have to get rid of it. Now what we gotta find out is, where do I go get fruit that don't go bad as fast? Let's find out where we going to get our fruit so it won't start going bad fast. Now it's just an analogy, I'm just breaking it down like that. We got to figure out the bad homes. We got to stop the bad homes from producing that small percentage of these kids that are out there doing what's going on. And I don't think that street kids started, most of the crime don't start when you're 25, 30 years old. A lot of criminals start at an early age. Most of them go through juvie. Most of them go through this thing because the parents lose them early. I don't know any rookie drug dealers at 40 years old. Feel what I'm saying? Like, you don't start selling dope at 42. You know what I mean? You start doing illegal activities and street shit at a real young, influential age. You see what I'm saying? And that's where it starts. So if you want to attack the problem, attack it before it hits the fruit bowl. That's all I'm saying. And nobody really wants to talk about that. Everybody wants to talk about, well, the fruit is in the fruit bowl and it only got spoiled because the right amount of light ain't hitting the bowl, or because of this or because of that. All these other factors. And some of them may be true. Some of them may be true, but we have to really address the real problem. Why are we getting all this bad fruit? Why is all this fruit entering our basket at an early age like this? What's going on? And here's what I tell you. A lot of it comes from the older people. I don't know what Fame was talking about earlier, but I think he was saying something about what I'm talking about now. And I'm laying blame on the how we excuse certain behavior. We excuse it. We excuse certain things and we get too many passes, And we give too many reasons of the reason why this person is this and that, the reason and this. We give all these excuses for the problem. And we never really go fix the problem. We too busy focused on why that person is already the problem. Let me ask y'all this. From my understanding, I read the little story. I read the story about over the weekend about the curfew. You spent $300. This is Cincinnati, to all my Cincinnati family. What up, though, Cincy? You spent $387,000 on a teen curfew facility. And ain't nobody been there yet. No one's been there. 4 people maybe over 2 years. Before I even say anything about that, I just got one question for the taxpayers. Just one question. If you spent $387,000 on this facility, who's facilitating it? You spent $387,000 in the budget, but that budget wasn't just to get the building built and, ready for the kids. That has probably some salaries involved in there too. I mean, isn't there some employees or a staff there waiting for the kids to come that are truant? I'm just asking. Are they even there? And then I hear Cincinnati police say, well, if we arrest these kids, we don't have any way to get them over there. Anybody have any solutions? And I say, yeah. Y'all busy pushing everybody down to the bus stops, bus stations, where Government Square or something like that. Y'all pushing them down. I hear you, Ange. I hear you, sis. Y'all pushing them down to the bus stops. Let me tell you what they used to do to us. I don't know how many of y'all can remember this shit. All right. But it wasn't nothing for the city or the county. I don't know who it was when I was a kid. If it was a group of us acting stupid, they had a Metro bus sitting right there to take your ass. They'd take all 40 of us to 2020. For those that don't know what 2020 is, it was a juvenile facility that they used to take all the bad kids back in the day. Okay. And I'm just being honest with you. You can put 40 or 50 kids on that bus and take them to the facility that y'all built for this. What was the point in building it if you didn't have a structure in place of facilitating the kids? That means you just doing shit for show. It's not really, y'all get it. I mean, I don't want to sit here and dumb it all the way down. It's very clear that you just doing shit for show. I don't know why you can't have on deck. You know that this thing is coming up this weekend or whatever. You know it in existence. You could have a Metro bus sitting right there. And you can, one by one, put them kids on that bus and take their asses right down to the curfew center and wait for their parents. I promise you this, Cincinnati. I promise you this. Because look, if you got 200 kids, hear me out. This is real. If you got 200 kids down on Fountain Square running around doing crazy shit, you don't have 200 lunatics. You got some little girl and some little boy who know they mama will kick their ass if they knew they was down there acting a fool. That is the kid you have to save. That's the kid, and I hate to sound like Uncle Snitch. I hate to be Uncle Snitch. That's the kid you can save with your program. Because if some of these mamas don't play, some of these daddies don't play. See, sometimes this is what happens. Check it. Mama, I'm going over Ricky's house tonight. All right, y'all be cool. Ricky mama ain't like my mama. So when I go spend the night at Ricky's house, his mama let us stay out all night. She don't even check in. She got a boyfriend. They gone. Me and Ricky stay out all night. I'm doing grown people shit. My mama don't know it. Let me get pulled into a what they call it, a swap. Let me get pulled into that. Let my mama, who think I'm over Ricky's house playing Nintendo or some old shit, let my mama have to come down to the damn neighborhood house, to that little center down there, and pick me up at 12:30 in the morning. Let my mama have to come pick me up, and she think I'm over at Ricky's house. My mother would, number one, say, hey, you ain't messing with Ricky no more. and I'm gonna have a conversation with his mama. I'm not suggesting that you gotta punish these kids. There's a lot of these kids that'll be punished when they get home. You feel what I'm saying? There's a lot of kids, these parents don't even know that their kid is out there. And yeah, I know it's not necessarily reckless, but we all done told our mamas or our daddies that we was going in one direction and we went somewhere else. We did that at a young age, and we don't tell our friends because that's little bitty people shit. That's you ain't cool, you ain't in the know, you ain't slide fix and fly and all that old shit when you got to tell your mama, I'm over, mama, I'm at Ricky's house, we in the backyard, and you downtown. You can't do no shit like that. And 200 kids ripping and running, they all just trying to fit in and be cool with one another. You ain't got 200 killers. You don't have 100 killers down there. You just got 100 to 200 kids being kids, showing off, being cute, thinking shit fly, staying out. They over somebody else's house. And if they mama knew that they was down there ripping and running like that, mama wouldn't condone it. Mama wouldn't be cool with it. So what I say to the city of Cincinnati is, if you want to shut down some of that shit, if you want to shut it down, go ahead and implement your thing and do what you're supposed to do with that facility. And take the kids down, put them on a metro bus, and take all 40 or 50 of them at a time. I said this a long time ago. I said it a year ago. I said all you got to do is arrest them. Now, I know that sounds crazy because everybody thinking JC, cold ass floors. No, I'm talking about do the teen arrest, send them to the designated area, and make their mama come get them. Make their parent come get them. Father, mother, whoever they guardian, make them come get them and see how that work out. See if that same kid will be down there next event, next weekend. Don't y'all understand that this is what you're dealing with? You're not dealing with a bunch of kids that, now the kids will get rowdy and, rah and all that, but they ain't really, all of them ain't built like that. I'm just being honest with you. But if there's no punishment, if there's nothing in place that these kids fear, then they're going to continue to do what they're doing. And for those that say, well, they just kids, it don't matter, say that to the 18-year-old that got shot and killed in them circles down there. Say that to a mother. Let me tell y'all something. I got a phone call from a guy whose nephew. This was just yesterday. I don't know if y'all seen it on the news in Cincinnati, but did you all see that the young man who got hit by the car by the Mexican young guy, the Mexican young man, had no license, no insurance, he didn't even speak English? This man had 6 kids, not the brother, had 6 kids. I spoke to his uncle because his uncle was in court. They went to court saying that this man hit my nephew, he hit my son, he hit my mom. The family was there talking to the judge and said he had no regard. This guy was, drinking and driving, and he didn't have a license, and he had total disregard of my family, and blah, 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 blah. And it hurt my heart to talk to that guy's uncle, because this man left 6 kids. He left 6 kids, hardworking man, and was at the wrong place at the wrong time. And that's my biggest fear for a lot of the kids who trying to be cute, breaking the rule. They breaking a small, okay, it's a jaywalking type of a ticket. But you got to stop putting these kids in positions where something could tragically happen to them. And then you want to turn around and try to say they didn't deserve that. This and that should have never happened. And blah, blah, blah. Then the police didn't even have to do this and blah, 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 blah. But you got 18-year-olds getting shot in traffic for being in places that they have no business being in. 17-year-olds, 11-year-olds. I'm just, I know how to solve the problem. But hey, Fame, you probably gone by now. That same group that you think I'm trying to be part of, or you think I want to be part of, they'll never listen to me, bro. What makes you think? I'm trying to understand what makes you think I want to be part of something that don't pay attention. You know what I'm saying? I had kids. I got over that shit 18 years. I dealt with that 18 years. I am not part of them circus games of pretending to make a difference. One of the things they tell you, if you ever go to one of the things that I had to do in my profession is I went to the police academy. Okay, I went to the police academy not to study to be a cop. I just wanted to, there's things that you have to do. You have to learn procedures. You have to learn certain things. And I went through the psych situation. Now, this was 20 years ago, 18 years ago, whatever. I went through this psychological exam, and I'm listening to the police officers be interviewed. I'm not actually being interviewed. I'm listening to them interview the cadets and potential police officers. Or I shouldn't say cadets. These are people that were trying to get in. And I'm in the psych room when they do their evaluation of the people, the candidates. And they always start out. Now, there's a psychiatrist sitting in the middle of a circle of the cadets. And they always ask this question. Every psychiatrist has asked this question, or examiner. I'm assuming they're a psychiatrist. Every examiner asks this same question to every class that come in. Why do you want to be a police officer? And the number one answer, I don't know if it's the same now, but it was back then. The number one answer was, I want to make a difference in the community. Here's my question to any police officer that's been on the job 2 years, 3 years or more. I don't care if you're working on your third year now, or you working on your final year before retirement. Do you still feel that way? Do you still feel like what you said in the exam at the recruitment process? Do you still feel that way? I can guarantee you, I ain't gonna say all of them, but the majority of them don't feel that way. They know that they can't change the community. They know that it's a lost cause because of all the resistance. They know that they cannot change something that's not meant to be changed by leadership. And a lot of them could tell you, oh, yeah, we can get rid of this like that, like this and this and this and that. There's too many mechanisms out here that keep shit the way it is, and it's all by design. It's done on purpose. Okay? So I don't think that there's a police officer on duty, unless he or she is fairly new, who feels like the reason why they on the police department to this day is to make a difference in the community. They don't feel that way. Talk to one of them. Talk to one of them. Talk to one of them. And let me just say this to you. I think I'm going to keep that one to myself. I think I'll use that. On another program. I'll use the reason why they don't feel that way for another program. What up, Shaba? I didn't even know you were here. He says, Wyatt, would you definitely bring John Hope Bryant to town in efforts to making folks aware of ownership other than bring Lil Scrappy? Lil Scrappy coming? I didn't know that. Not really my cup of tea, but I like, I don't know. I guess he cool. Yeah, I mean, John O'Brien would be a great thing, but here's the problem. You got to have an audience. You have to have the audience. You also have to know, you have to know your audience. And, this is not going to rub over too well. This might be throwing a little bit of salt in the wound, and I don't mean to be disrespectful. But I think Dr. Umar Johnson will sell out before John Hope O'Brien. John Bryant. I think Dr. Umar. And if you get what I'm saying to you, bro, then you understand. Because when I talk money, when I talk structure, when I talk things that about unity and bringing us together economically, that ain't what people really want to hear. There's a few, selected few. There's some people that don't even watch the show anymore because I don't talk about it anymore. And I miss those folks. I wish I could have served them a little bit better than I did. But here's the problem. I listen to your leaders, whether they're local or, big city leaders or whatever. I listen to them talk about how Asians have taken over our communities and the Jewish man opened up this and they did that. And, we don't have any ownership in our communities. That ain't nobody's fault but ours. It's not like it's never been that way. It's not like that we haven't been self-sufficient in our own communities. The problem is once, and I use this loosely because this is really like a slight at y'all for this, at us for this. It's like once somebody opened their restaurants or their doors or their hotels or opened up their swimming pools for us, we felt like we were more. We were better if we could attend them places. That's our fault. If you look at where we start failing ourselves, it was during when segregation opened up and they allowed us to go and eat at their restaurants legally and all this old shit. Now we wasn't taking our clothes to the black-owned dry cleaner. Now we in town, we gonna take it to the in-town dry cleaner and pay more. Now we gonna go to Jeff Ruby. Damn Donnie Fish and Grits. I don't want no. We gonna put our Sunday best on Monday, and we gonna go down here and we gonna pay extra for some plate to go eat where we couldn't eat before. We gonna go to the car dealership and pay more money for a car because we want to prove to them that I'm supposed to be here and I'll pay more. And they make you feel like $1 million when they in there. They purposely market to us because it makes us feel successful. I'll give you a perfect example of what I'm talking about. Me and a few of us here, a lot of us grew up in the projects. And what I probably, well, there you go. Yeah, it's relevant what I'm about to say. You got kids in the projects when we was growing up wearing $100 tennis shoes. Everybody in Winton Terrace had on Jordans. Everybody had on expensive shit. We looking rich, but we don't even know how to get rich. Nobody's teaching us how to make money. Nobody's teaching us how to make money. They're only teaching us how to spend money. These are the repercussions of not teaching financial literacy to our children. Financial literacy for some folks is get them $200 J's. Show everybody that you got some money. Financial literacy to some people is I got a $4,000 bag with $50 in it. I'd rather have a $50 bag with $4,000 inside of it. But you won't look rich. You won't look rich. And that old dumbass saying, fake it till you make it, that ain't meant for nobody. That's the dumbest shit I've ever heard in my life. That's the dumbest shit I've ever heard in my life. And it's like one of them bars. It's like a rap song that got this, that justifies nonsense. And since it sound good to the beat, then damn it, it must be true. You know what I'm saying? It's like a bar to some people. Fake it till you make it. What you talking about? No, fake it to make it. If that's what you're talking about, that's one thing. But fake it till you make it, that means I'm going to overextend myself to look a certain kind of way or to do certain things that's actually preventing me from doing what I need to do to actually make it. I'm going to overspend on a car note. I'm going to overspend on rent and not even apply to a mortgage. I'm going to do all the things that set me back. I'm going to X out my credit cards. I'm going to do all the things that get my credit low. With low credit, now all my interest rates, if I get anything, are all going to be high risk loans. And now I'm paying more money for everything. All I'm saying to you is this, man. I'm tired of hearing, Let me. Can I play a clip real fast if you guys don't mind? I got a little bit of time. Let me play a clip. This was probably gonna step on some toes, but sometimes I like when other people say it, because if I say it, oh boy, he don't like black people. And see, it's far from that. I'm just brave enough to say some things. But I want you to watch this video right here, this clip. And I'm going to tell you the reason why what he's saying, some's true, some's not. I don't agree with everything that everybody say all the time. But I'm 90% on board with this brother says right here. Check it out. Hold on. Check it out.
People in America. Who are the non-producers in America? The only people in America that produces absolutely nothing except sweat is black folk. Right now, all of our people that are supposed to be successful, guess what? The only thing they produce is sweat. They're running with balls, football, basketball, baseball, tennis ball, golf ball, singing and dancing, producing sweat. Nobody's buying any damn sweat. And how are you going to feed yourself? Right. You don't produce anything. We don't have any industries. And we had a chance to get industries in 1700s when the Industrial Revolution went through Europe. Black folk were slaves. When the Industrial Revolution went through America in the 1800s, we were still enslaved. We own and control absolutely nothing. Who are the non-producers in America? The only people in America that produces absolutely nothing except sweat is black folk. Right?
There's some truth to what he's saying. I understand what he's talking about. Yeah, that's, Brother Clyde. I understand what he's talking about. And what we have to understand is we have to learn how to produce things. We have to control. I've been saying that since I've been here. And for some odd reason, I guess I'm the wrong messenger. Maybe it's my delivery. Maybe I bring in too much other stuff that kind of dilutes my point. But all I've ever said is we had Vince Martin's down the way. We had all these black-owned businesses downtown and down the way, and we went to them not even thinking. We wouldn't dare leave our community to go buy some now and laters. Man, I ain't going uptown. I ain't going uptown to Blueberry. What was that? Newberry to get no damn now. I get all down Vince Martin. Go to GJ's. We facilitated our own needs. You needed lunch meat? We went to the people who own the lunch meat. Go to Harry's. You feel me? We needed bread, cereal. We went to the store in our neighborhood. Here's what I ask you, and I challenge, and maybe somebody has the answer. I know I've worked with a lot of entrepreneurs in my life, and very few of them are putting business plans and structures together to facilitate the inner city. They're not looking to do that. No, they trying to get in shopping malls, or they're trying to get into high traffic, visible areas. They're trying to build e-commerce. They doing all of that. You feel me? They're not talking about building the community up. Then that's not what's on their mind. Now, my question to you is this. Why don't we have businesses in our neighborhood? Why isn't let me use a neighborhood in Cincinnati that's us, Avondale. Why isn't Avondale? You know what? I seen a video the other day, a brother in Chicago, not Chicago, Detroit. Y'all know Detroit a black city. You know what I'm saying? Like, I got family in Detroit. I'm in Detroit 2-3 times a year, easy, maybe even more than that. Brother up there talking about they got 146 gas stations, and only 2 of them are black owned. All the rest of them are owned by Arabs and, other races of people. Why is that? But we do a lot of consuming of gas and potato chips and now all the stuff that's in there. Why are we always consuming products instead of owning this stuff? And you know that the person that's purchasing everything is the one that's never really going to have anything. I mean, I'm just being honest with you. You have if all you doing is using your credit card to buy clothes, you're not going to have anything. But if you use your credit card to buy something to make some money, that's going in the right direction. What's his name? Robert Townsend. I use Robert Townsend as an example. And I didn't know, one of my favorite shows, to be honest with you, I'm going to veer off just a little bit. One of my favorite shows is in its last season, and it's called The Chi. And I love it because I love Chi-Town. I love Chicago. But Chi is one of my favorite shows. Now, it's getting a little bit too gangster for me at this point, where like it's getting real gangster. Before, it was a lot of real life living, different types of people, makeup of people, and it was lifing. Now it's more some Nino Brown and territory takeover and drug. I'm getting a little burned out about it a little bit. But my point is, The Chi is one of my favorite shows. All right. And what I used to like about The Chi was it showed that you could start your own thing, stay in the community, provide a service for the Cincinnati, for your area or whatever. You know what I'm saying? You could do that and still have a community. And I'm asking everyone, I would like to know, what do you think the reason is Black folks don't own businesses in Black communities? J. Rose says, what made you leave Cincinnati, Wyatt? Opportunity. I still live in Cincinnati, and I own a business in a Black community in Cincinnati, Ohio. Everybody knows that. If you know me, you know where it is, and you know what I do. I own properties in Black community. Same community that I skint my legs in. Same community that I think is great. So I have to be centrally located to majority of the things that I do. I'm at the verge of retirement, so I wanted a piece of property that I know that I can retire in, and my family, it was a decision that was made some time ago because I wanted to be in a certain area. I wanted to be in a certain situation, no income tax in Florida, things that there's a lot of benefits. You learn these things after a period of time. I'm not going to sit back here and just tell you the life story, but you learn things when you put yourself in the scope of wanting to learn. When you open up to certain things, you find out. But my thing is this: somebody explained to me, when I was in Cincinnati, what was it, 2 weeks ago? When I was in Cincinnati a couple weeks ago, and I told y'all I did so much in downtown. I love my city. I was down at the Black Walk of Fame. I did a whole lot of different stuff, okay, in my city. Went out to Mason, did a bunch of different stuff. Here's my thing. I'm downtown Cincinnati, and I see all these for lease signs. And I'm seeing the company that's leasing it, 3CDC. I don't have a problem with that. 3CDC, I don't care if they bought that building for $1. It don't look like $1. Here they didn't bought it for $1, tax abatement, whatever. How do I benefit from their $1? How do I benefit from the work that 3CDC put into that unit right there? They bought the building for $1 or whatever, or even if it was free. They put $750,000 into the building to make it look the way it is. That don't have anything to do with me, but I can still capitalize off their money. The first thing you learn in business, make money off other people's money. Make money off of other people. And that's where it starts. You do not have to buy the building that you start your business in. Just take a building that someone invests the money in, okay, and build your book of business. If you have the right product, your clientele will follow you. It's not a nightclub, okay? If you have the right product, if Tanika is let's say she goes to Cincinnati and she sets up in downtown Cincinnati and she rents a property from 3CDC and she builds her book of business, her clientele, picking up cakes and this and this and that. She's there for 5 years. She got 1,500 clients on a regular rotation, birthday cakes, wedding cakes, all the things that's going on. After 5 years, she's ready to do her own thing. And when she leaves that location, buys her own building, those 1,500 clients will come with her. That's just how it works. But one thing we got to stay away from is feeling like somebody is obligated to us. I don't do obligation business. I do business. I don't look for people to support me just because it's me. I put the product before me. It's up to me to make it convenient for the person. It's up to me to make it an easy transaction, for the client. That's my job. I want you to like me. I want you to feel comfortable doing business with me. But it's not about me. You're not going to be in business long. If you think that the only is because it's you there, that's fine. That ain't going to last long. It's the product that you're selling. Let the product speak for itself. Let it be what the people want. Let it stand. Let it build your business brick by brick. Darnell Hunter says, I know a few black business owners, and they say a lot of time blacks won't want a discount from them all the time, and worried about people stealing them blind also. That's what I've been told anyway. Well, there's some truth to some of it. I mean, yeah, you're going to get some theft. Shit, you got to worry about internal theft. You got to worry about theft no matter where you set your business up. As far as wanting the discount, I feel them on that. I mean, being honest with you, we tend to have this thing about wanting to talk a brother down on his price, and we won't ask Foot Locker for a discount. The Foot Locker could have a black manager, and you ain't gonna go in there and ask him, well, how much are these? Oh, these 150. Shit, I got 120. You ain't gonna do that at Foot Locker. But if I had a shoe store and I had some shoes up there for $149.99, $150, you would talk me all the way. I wouldn't get them to the counter fast enough. You'll be talking me down on my price, and y'all know that's true. What's up, sis? Alethea Williams said, went to Dorothy Lane after getting me banned for 2 months. I went to Dorothy Lane's a couple weeks ago too, sis. I was there when I was in the Natty. Dina Johnson says, a lot of small businesses have left Cincinnati and have moved to Kentucky. The rent is way too high, meaning the rent is too high in Cincinnati. Well, there's reasons for that. There's reasons for rents being high in the city, and it's not always because the landlords would really like to get something over nothing. Okay. And I'm going to be honest with you and tell you, sometimes the rents on these buildings are so high because of the upkeep and because of the tax structure that's going on in your city. See, when you paying a lot of, see all that old tax the rich shit, that's what I be talking about. People think people who have properties and have things have disposable income. Like they don't have anything else to worry about other than from other people. Just think about it. If you paying $1,000 rent to somebody, that's not $1,000 free money to that landlord, to that owner of the building. That landlord has obligations. I'm going to call him a landlord. That owner of the building has obligations with your $1,000. You didn't just hand him $1,000 rent and now he can go to, to the casino or whatever. No, you gave him $1,000 towards his other obligations. He has a mortgage on that building. He has insurance on that building. He has the upkeep. He has whatever else comes along with it. And for some odd reason, people think that these guys are charging high rents just because, and that's not the case. But I see what you're saying, Dina. It's cheaper to do business in Kentucky, probably because it's off the beaten path also. Because in business, it's all about location. The better location you have, the more foot traffic you have, the more visibility that you have, the more successful you'll be. They'll give you a shot. People will accidentally come into your location. Vaisha Middleton says, I hope I didn't just tear your name down, sis, because I love you. I really do, because you show so much love and support. She said, I'm going to say Miss V. Middleton. We won't work together, pull our resources, and do business. All bosses, no workers. let me say something to that. I'm not 100% sold on that, sis. Not 100, but I'm with you on most of it. Not 100. Here's what I think the problem is with that. There's a lack of trust in our community. But more so than that, it's the vulnerability. It's hard for men, it's hard for brothers to work together because we have this issue with vulnerability. And we always have this thing about who's really in charge, who's this and who's that. I've had partnerships early in life in my business. Never in, let's just say this. I've had partnerships early in business. None of those businesses still exist. Okay? I only became successful in businesses that I ended up doing by myself. And then I may have did a partnership so they can go do their own thing. But I've always been the primary in the business starting out. And then I would incorporate partnerships to be able to, I don't want to use the dirty word of use them, but there's a nice subtle word of leveraging people. Okay. You have to learn in business how to leverage people. And what I mean by that is when I'm not in Detroit, I have an office there and people work in that office and I'm leveraging those people. I can't be in Detroit. I can't be in these different cities. So I have to figure out a way to leverage people and incentivize it for them for, so they won't be vulnerable to what's going on. Give them sometimes their own thing. You may not, I'd rather have 30% of something than 100% of nothing. Sometimes you have to put people in a position to get more. They're putting in the work. I think it's a concept that I came with. I didn't create it. I just live by it. I'd rather have 50% of something than 50% or than 100% of nothing. I'd rather have 30% of something than 100% of nothing. And if I have the know-how to make something happen, but yet you have the work ethic and the sweat equity to make it happen, why wouldn't I get involved in it if I see I got a good person here? I got somebody that can really make it work. I just think the biggest problem we have when it comes down to partnerships is the vulnerability. I don't want somebody to know what I'm not capable of. It's okay to know what I can do. And I'm not saying me, I'm just telling y'all what it really is, man, in my opinion. This is just my opinion. I've watched it for years. I've watched myself try to deal with people that look like me, and I can tell they were standoffish. And I mean, but it's not just us. You got people who use us, meaning they use, let's keep it 100. Let's keep it a buck. Can I take a sip and let's keep one 100 buck. Let's keep it 100. Some of y'all probably heard this before. I've been in positions where I've go to my people and say, we don't need them. We don't need them. You got me. I didn't say it that way, but I presented it that way. Like, you don't need to be under their thumb anymore. We can do this, and we can, structure it where you run the show. You don't need them. They didn't trust me. There's a level of trust that we have, a level of distrust that we have for one another. And I don't know if it comes from, past relationships. I don't know if it comes from your father wouldn't shit. You know what I mean? But black men have a problem with black men when it comes down to trusting one another. And even the ones that's out here on there, all that old shit, them motherfuckers don't fuck with each other for real. They can brother all they want to and all that old shit. But they ain't doing, they might break a Sunday dinner together, but they ain't building no bricks together. You feel me? They not doing that. And if they were, then our communities would look different. They'll get out on the block and holler and scream and this, and they'll chant and they'll, we shall overcome and all that old shit together. But the truth of the matter is, they're not really building bricks together. And then if you do see it, I'll give you an example. I don't know what went wrong, but I had heard something, and I hate bringing up what I had heard, but I don't understand why there's not a black bank in every major city that has majority black people. How do you not have a black bank in Cincinnati? How does that happen when you have all these people from Cincinnati that went off and done some things? You have Procter and Gamble and you have major banks in Cincinnati, and I can go find a rinky-dinky ass credit union or a small ass savings and loan and not find one black-owned bank. I tried to find a black-owned bank in Cincinnati, I looked it up. I'm just for protection, I'm not going to say the name of it. Some of y'all know because I brought it up here before, but I didn't feel comfortable saying it. And I went to the bank. A sister was there, and I asked her, I said, it's black owned, right? Now I'm there ready to deposit. I'm ready to deposit. The show was going on, not at that time, but the show was going on. Like it was during the time of Wyatt Live. Okay. But the show was like, I came back to the show and was like, hey, I tried to open up an account in Cincinnati at what they called a black owned bank. I was told by a sister that worked there, this ain't really black owned. It's really like they just kind of like fronting, not in a malice kind of way, but it is a slight little deception. But I was there to deposit. I was there to get me an account, and I was gonna come flex on the Wyatt Live show, and I was gonna tell y'all, hey, we're gonna pick one day of the week, and we're gonna go down there, and we're gonna line up outside that. But this was my intentions. We're going to go outside that bank and line up. We're going to be there before they open. And all of us going to walk in there and we're going to open up a savings account. We're going to move some of our money into this bank. That was my intention. It didn't work out. And the reason why it didn't work out is because the bank wasn't black owned. It wasn't black owned. And I wasn't about to. And when the young lady told me like, nah, it has a black COO or something like that. That ain't enough for me. That's not enough for me. But that all being said, there's no reason. This is why I don't get caught up in them logistics and all that old shit that people get to talking about what we ain't doing and what we can't do and who holding us back. You're not getting me on that shit. It's too many successful black folks in this country to be talking about how black folks being done wrong. Yeah, it's easy to get done wrong if you're doing wrong shit. It's easy to be done wrong when you making bad decisions. Okay, it's easy to be done wrong when you put yourself in those arenas. Now you can say whatever you want to say. You could call me. What did the lady call me? She called me I hate black people, or what is it? She said I'm a self-hater, and then she said something else. I don't even remember. But what we got to learn how to do is work together. And I ain't talking about just, hey, not the simple things. We got to learn how to trust one another. And that's the biggest step. The biggest step in business is trust. Ask any successful businessman or successful businesswoman. The only business that they do is business with people they can trust. I'm not talking about at the purchase point. I'm talking about upstairs when they're making big decisions and how they're going to push themselves, how they're going to push the brand and who they're going to work with and who they're going to put out on the front. You understand what I'm saying? They only deal with people they can trust. I've been told, no, we don't need you, bro. I mean, to my face. And they stayed in bed with the people that they knew they can do things a certain kind of way. It was almost like, shit, this is going to be bad, but I got AK-47 in them people here who understand exactly what I mean when I say this. I don't mean this with any larceny in my heart. I mean it from a good spot, a learning spot. I think I've been in some places that a lot of people haven't been, and I want to express what I've gone through and what I've encountered so people will understand why I feel the way I feel sometimes. I've been told by people that look like me, I ain't the one. And they had this mentality of they've been subsidizing us. We don't know if you're going to be here. We don't know what, it was almost like, how dare I come try to help and be part of building something together? We're not going to let you take the place of that person over there who's been with us. And here go the thing. Here go the pimp game. Here go the pimp game. And I promise you, it's the pimp game. The pimp game is the person that's been subsidizing them, give them just a little bit to be able to sustain. Just give them just enough until the next time, knowing that they always going to need them. So the thing is, I'm going to stay steady feeding them a little bit so they'll keep coming back and they won't leave the nest. Then when a guy like me or someone like me come along and say, hey, you don't really need that person. We can do this on our own. They don't feel comfortable doing business with you, because what happens is this. They don't want to leave a sure thing. They don't know they're getting spoon-fed just a little bit. They don't know that. They don't know that this guy giving you just enough pizza just to get you by. When I'm talking about, we can franchise. We don't have to stay this small, we can franchise, but we're not thinking franchise. We're thinking, hey, he going to be here. The sure thing, the subsidy going to be here tomorrow. It's going to be here for us when we need it. I don't want to have to depend on myself. When we need something, we can go to him. You ain't no sure thing, Wyatt. It even got so disrespectful. And I've shared this once before. It got so disrespectful that one of the guys came and told me what the subsidy told him one time and said, you better watch that Wyatt guy. He worse than a white man. And that's a white man telling them that. I'm like, what? And even if you made that up, and this is somebody that I know, bro, you get nothing for telling me something like that. Like, be careful of you. Like, it was on the level, and I know I'm about to lose some people when I say this, because now they're going to say, but Trump said. It was on the same level of Joe Biden telling the Breakfast Club guy, Charlemagne the God, or whatever his name is, telling him, if you don't vote for me, or if you don't know to vote for me, then you ain't black. That's the same type of shit. That's the hidden. It's not hidden to me. That's the shit that's what you should really be paying attention to, of somebody that really got your best interest. Are you using me, or do you really have my best interest at heart? When you tell somebody, if somebody ever came and told me, if a white dude came and told me, be careful of Shaba, he's worse than a white man, I'd look at him and say, what do you mean? Shaba got his own business. Shaba's self-sufficient. He don't need me for anything. But here's the other thing. That same individual, I'm just talking about older. This is an old dude. This is an old guy telling them that. You don't want those people to lock up with somebody like me, or someone, you know what I'm saying, who can put my people in a better position, because you want my people depending on you, sir. You want my people needing you. And you got them so manipulated, they think the world of you because of your success. Oh my God, all I could do, I ain't gonna tell no lies. This is the one time I went home and cried. Tears. I went home when I heard that. It was almost like I felt defeated. I felt defeated as a man. It was almost like that feeling that you have where you have a family member or someone you truly love that's addicted to drugs, and you hit your rock bottom and you trying to fix their problem because you at your rock bottom. You trying to get them off drugs because you at your rock bottom. You trying to show them a better kind of way because you at your rock bottom, but they still smoking dope and still falling for bullshit because they're not at their rock bottom. You can't help a person that don't really want to be helped. And if they don't even see what they doing is wrong and don't even see what direction they going in and they being used or whatever, you can never fix somebody or fix a problem that don't want help. So I kind of surrendered. I've surrendered. Trying to convince people of something different. That's why I get on the Wyatt Live program and I say this. Hey, if you don't like what I'm saying, you can go somewhere else. You can do something different. You don't have to be here. I'm not here trying to debate or, I'm not even trying to manipulate you to feel a certain kind of way. I'm showing that there's other options. I'm just showing you that there's other options. How could you sit here? Let me show y'all something. How could you sit here? And this might touch some might be like, oh, everybody got a reason or excuse of why good shit happened or whatever. No hustle, all hustle, no luck, all this old shit. We got all these bars to say about reality. But now let me show y'all something. This is why you can't keep telling me how bad it is or we not capable. Let me show you a list that I found. Check it out. The world's wealthiest black billionaires. According to Forbes. Stop telling me. Stop. I'm not listening to that. I'm not listening to these people that's talking about all that old bullshit about, well, you got all these for lease signs downtown Cincinnati for businesses. I don't care if it's a snow cone shop or a shoe store. We got to get out of the world of being consumers. Y'all want to go down the list? And here's the other thing. I'm tired of hearing all of the athletes making all the money. It's more to making money than being in sports and athletic, like the guy said. All we have is sweat equity, sweat on the basketball court, sweat this, sweat that. No, it's more to it than that. There's not too many of us. Okay, Michael Jordan's on the list of billionaires. That's the only one that sweated his way through, but he's made more money off the court than he may ever made on the court. Michael Jordan's worth $4.3 billion. Everybody talk about Oprah because Oprah was in the media and she was out in the forefront. And here she is last on the top on the list. Okay. And that's not saying anything bad. I'm just saying the well-known people are the ones that we look highly up to. But look at all the money that other people are making in the IT world. Are our kids even introduced to these fields? Are we asking our schools to add this to our curriculum? Are we asking to be put in these directions of other things other than football practice, baseball practice, basketball practice? And that's not me saying anything bad about being a billionaire in sports or whatever. All I'm saying is they got us thinking that's the only way. And if that's the only way, then damn it, if I don't make it to the NFL, I can't be a billionaire. Come on, man. The first thing a person gonna do who don't want you to be successful is tell you can't be. They can't prove it. They can't prove that you can't be successful, but they can tell your ass you can't be successful. They can tell you ain't gonna sell no million records. They can tell you, man, your cigar shop is not gonna work in downtown Cincinnati, bro. They ain't gonna let you come down there. You know how many brothers, not white folks, not one white man or white woman has ever told me in my face, I don't know what they do at the dinner table. Respectfully, I don't know what the Asians, I don't know what anybody do at their dinner table or what they say behind my back. But I've been told to my face by people that look like me, I wasn't gonna be able to do it. You ain't gonna, man. Hey, bro, I wouldn't run no ads on the news. I wouldn't run ads on the TV if I was you, man. You don't want people to know that that's your company, man. You don't want hey, man, don't buy that building right there next to the courthouse, man. You don't want that type of exposure. Don't do this, don't do that. It was always what not to do to be successful. And the reason why it took me some time to learn that these people really didn't have my best interest at heart is because I had to look back on it. Hey, Daryl, I had to look back on it, bro. I had to look back on it and say to myself, why did I listen to somebody that didn't have what I was trying to get? Why would I listen to somebody that is not at a level of where I'm trying to go? Why would I let somebody tell me what I'm not capable of doing and they ain't really doing shit? Why would I listen to somebody tell me I gotta be 10 times better than somebody? Why would I listen to that? And this is why I love the crowd that we have here. Because look, all of the he elitists, he don't like his people. This is what love sound like. Love is accountability. Love is I got other options. Love is, hey man, hey bro, we got billionaires. Is it your turn? Get on the path. Love is not putting your people down. Not okay. Constructive criticism comes from love. You know who hate your people more? People that justify bullshit. Justify it. Oh, well, you know, she didn't get that job. You know how them people are down there. They ain't gonna let her get that job. They ain't gonna let her get that beauty shop right there by the shit, by the right there by Procter and Gamble, man. They know that all them women will be going in there. They ain't gonna let her get no nail shop right there by Music Hall. They know how busy it'll be over there. They ain't gonna let her get no store in the mall. They ain't gonna let her do that. Oh no, she can't open up no. She got one beauty shop right now. She thinks she doing something. She got another one she about to open up in such and such. She trying to flex. She thinks she doing it. You know what I'm saying? That's the type of shit you hear. That's what I heard. It was never somebody that y'all bitch and complain about every day. Somewhere, every day, somebody got their foot on your neck. So every day, somebody stopping you from doing something and you being reminded. I don't need no negative motherfuckers around me when I'm trying to move. I need motion. Put me out to sea, damn it. Put me out to sea and I'm rolling with the waves. I don't need nothing pulling me back into shore. I don't need to be focused on nothing other than the task at hand. And anybody that's sitting back talking about they this and they that, and did you hear what that man said? Did you do this? Did you do? Oh my God! And this and this and that, and then you know anybody that's coming in talking about how somebody else is not getting something done, but yet they not telling you how to get it done. They probably don't have a solution to the problem either. I asked the guy. I had an opportunity to buy a building right next to a place and right next to a courthouse. I had an opportunity to buy this thing and I didn't do it because I looked up to this individual. I should have, instead of looking up at him, I should have looked at him. And I should have asked myself, well, I tell you what, if I don't take this opportunity, what opportunity comes from this person that's giving me this advice? That's the question I should have been asking. Every time I hear somebody criticizing something that's going on with some shit that you can't really control, and they trying to keep you in a bad head space about what's going on, these are same people that'll never say anything that'll motivate you. to do something positive. They'll motivate you to stay negative. They'll motivate you to stay in your little dark space, but they'll never motivate you to be anything other than that. Explain it. Explain that. Explain why you would even want to be in a circle like that. That's not love. I don't need friends. Trust me. Remember I told y'all a long time ago when we were talking here, I was like, listen, there's nothing wrong. If you're 40 years old and you got friends from the sandbox, them might not be your friends anymore. Those are acquaintances, those people you grew up with. You got a certain kind of love. You feel me? There's a certain kind of love going on with those folks. But now let me explain something to you. If you're 40 years old, if you're 50 years old, if you're 60 years old, if you're 70 years old, there's nothing wrong with getting a 40-year-old friend, brand new friend. They probably gonna be the better friend that you ever had in your life. You'll judge them better. Y'all have a whole lot more in common and have gone through the type of struggles that make you guys tight like glue. There's nothing wrong with getting new friends late in life. Because that's the friend that'll call you and be like, girl, I'm having a hard time. Shit. Well, what's wrong, girl? Well, I don't feel like talking about it. And she'll say, I hear you. Talk to you later. But your no good ass friend, the one you grew up with, girl, I'm having a hard time. What's wrong? I don't really want to talk about it. Oh, girl, what happened? The fuck? What's going on? She all in your business. He all in your business. Because that friend really want to know. Because they got one on you. An old head friend, a new friend, understands your struggles, know where you've been, can understand and can relate, and know when to talk and when not to talk, and probably got your back. There is nothing wrong with being 40 or 50 years old and getting brand new friends. And you get better friends when you're doing better things. When you start focusing on your task and when you start going in the right direction, oh yeah, you get those type of friends that's doing the same thing. They can relate. They motivate you. They keep you going. But when you dealing with people you've been dealing with forever, shit. Y'all stay forever the same way. And here go the problem. It may not even be you. I might not be talking to you. But for those I'm talking to, they'll understand this final point about this. That friend that you've had forever may not want to see you be better. May not want to see you do better. I'm just being honest with you. Some of your day ones been hating on your ass since day one. And that's the truth. I don't think I had a phone call, but it's 4:00. I think I'm gonna get up out of here. I have a 4:30, like I told you. I have obligations. I have things that I have to do. But look, I hope people understand. I went on a little tirade earlier today about how something was said in the chat, and it hit a nerve with me. It wouldn't have meant anything to me if it wouldn't have came from somebody that I know ain't really doing shit out here anyway. But when people come in and try to muddy your water and try to bring in negativity or talk bad about you, and they don't really know you, they don't know what you're capable of, they don't know what you're doing, they don't know what you're doing in life, they're not participating, they're not helping the community, all they do is instigate. I got a problem with that. They're not a rose in the garden. They're weeds. Weeds grow around the garden and they need more weed and fertilizer to keep on growing. They blocking all the roses and the pretty shit in the garden. Stop hanging with the weeds. and be one of the roses. Peace and love to y'all, man. I'll see you tomorrow, same time, same place, right here on Wyatt Live.
Been through more than a little bit, been through more than a little bit, but I ain't calling no names out, no free promotion, nah, I ain't late, I don't do due dates, no sneak this, no sneak shit, that's just how I was raised, had to get it out the soil, I've been down, I've been loyal, when you really hold it down, niggas ain't really down for ya, oh no, what a shame, 10 years in the game, niggas like you ain't hot, you ain't pop, yes, up with you and yay. The concrete, you know it ain't sweet. Can't tell me anything. It be the ones who say they ride for you. It be the ones you love, them too. It be the ones who swear they real, not true. It be the ones, don't get caught up. It be the ones you're closest to. It be the ones you trust them too. It be the ones you look up to. It be the ones, don't get caught up, young love. Grew out the concrete, you know it ain't sweet. Can't tell me anything. Been through more than a little bit, but I ain't calling no names out, no free promotions. If it ain't about blessings, I can't even address it. I just bought my third house, no album out, and I got them asking, what do she do? I do everything, I move everything. Put that on my wedding ring, put that on my baby name. All these fake smiles, these 6 months just came from a dentist. I can tell it ain't genuine, I get so offended. Grew out the concrete, you know it ain't sweet. Can't tell me anything. It be the ones who say they ride for you. It be the ones you love, them too. It be the ones who swear they real, not true. It be the ones, don't get caught up. It be the ones you're closest to. It be the ones you trust them too. It be the ones you look up to. It be the ones, it be the ones